Welcome to Lone Mart Field in Rancho Cucamonga as we have opening night for the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes here on 22 West Radio. I'm Bruce Kuntz, and thanks for joining us here in Rancho Cucamonga. The Dodgers-affiliated Quakes are hosting the Padres-affiliated Lake Elsinore Storm to kick off the 2025 California League season. It's a young roster for Rancho Cucamonga with multiple starters making their single-A debuts. The starting shortstop tonight for the Quakes is the Dodgers' first-round pick last year, Kellen Lindsey. He's playing his first game as a professional and is leading off for the Quakes tonight. Head coach John Shoemaker is returning for his fifth straight season at the helm, which is a new franchise record for Rancho Cucamonga. Powerful right-hander Hyun-Sok Jang will be the opening night starter for the Quakes. Jang is the number 17 prospect in the Dodgers system, according to MLB Pipeline, and he's returning to the Quakes after posting a 2.19 ERA in 5 starts last year. Things are just about to get going as the teams have both been introduced down either baseline. The Lake Elsinore Storm come in tonight with a new man at the helm. It's Brian Burris, the new head coach of Lake Elsinore. These two teams just about ready to take the field as the California League season is just about to get going. It's a decent crowd here at the epicenter as they're ready to see their Quakes take the field. The Dodgers are the single-A, or the Quakes are the single-A affiliate of the Dodgers. So you've got a packed lineup full of Dodgers prospects here for the Quakes. This roster features 7 of the Dodgers' top 30 prospects, according to MLB Pipeline. So we can take you through the starting lineups for these two teams tonight. For the Quakes, Kellen Lindsey is leading off, playing shortstop. Jaron Elkins batting second, playing right field. Elkins, another top prospect in the system. Eduardo Quintero bats third and plays center field. Joandre Vargas is in the cleanup spot, playing third base. Vargas making his single-A debut tonight. Samuel Munoz plays left field and bats fifth. Nico Perez, the 6-hitter, playing second base. Jose Meza plays first base and bats seventh, as Oswaldo Osorio DHs and bats eighth. Victor Rodriguez is the battery mate for Hyun-Suk Jang tonight. He bats ninth as he's playing catcher. For Lake Elsinore, they've got Kason Wells leading off and playing center field. Zach Evans, the third baseman, bats second. Both Wells and Evans are making their professional and single-A debuts tonight at the top of the Storm batting order. Lamar King, the catcher, bats third. Sean Barnett, the DH, a two-way player, batting tonight in the cleanup spot. B.Y. Choi, the shortstop, bats fifth, with Ryan Wilson, the right fielder, batting right behind him in the 6-hole. Caden Hollow, the first baseman, bats seventh, with Ryan Jackson, the second baseman, batting eighth. And then Spence Kaufman, the left fielder, rounding out the batting order for Lake Elsinore. The Quakes have now taken the field. It's a very young roster for Rancho Cucamonga and a new-look team after the outfield was the main feature for the Quakes a season ago. Josue de Paula, Zahir Hope, and Kendall George have all made their way up to High A. They're playing their first game of the season tonight over in Midland, Michigan. But here with the Quakes, it's a new-look roster stacked with similar talent. Hyun-Suk Jang is on the mound for the Quakes. He had a rough start to his professional debut last year in the Arizona Complex League. He pitched in 13 games, 24 and a third total innings, had an 8.14 ERA as he really struggled with the command. But upon his promotion to single-A, pitched 5 starts for the Quakes before the end of the year, had a 2.19 ERA. And for Jang last year, even as the command was shaky at times, his stuff was evident. A 41% strikeout rate across his total amount of work. 18 games and 15 starts for Jang on the year, and a 41% strikeout rate, really showing off the stuff that he's got. Jang will come in tonight with a high-velocity fastball, sits right in the mid-90s, and has ran that pitch up to 99 at points last year. Pairs that fastball with a bendy curveball in the high 70s, a slider that has turned into a plus pitch for Jang, and then a changeup that's shown a lot of promise here early in his professional career. The defense behind Jang tonight has Jose Meza at first base. Second baseman is Nico Perez, the shortstop Kellen Lindsey, and rounding out the infield is Joandre Vargas at third base. The outfield from left to right, Samuel Munoz, Eduardo Quintero, and in right field, Jaron Elkins. Jang throwing his warm-up pitches right now as this one is close to getting underway. The throw down here happening from Rodriguez behind the dish. And now stepping up to begin the game for Lake Elsinore is Kason Wells. Wells was a 16th round pick in last year's draft for the Padres organization, still has not made his professional debut, so that's happening here tonight with this at bat. Hyun-Suk Jang on the mound for Rancho Cucamonga, the 6'4" right-handed pitcher. We're just about ready to get things going. Jang out of the windup. The first pitch of the Quakes 2025 season misses down and in on a slider for ball 1. The Quakes missed the playoffs last year. They're trying to turn around their fortunes this season after they made it to the California League Championship Series a year before. Here's Jang out of the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Checked his swing, and it just missed for ball 2. Wells, a left-handed batter. Standing just 5'9" in the box. As the 2-0 is grounded over to second. Perez fields cleanly and throws the first in time for the first out. So it's one batter and one out for Jang to begin the outing. Nico Perez, the second baseman, makes that play. He's making his single-A debut tonight. It was a 2022 draftee out of Puerto Rico, 15th rounder, that has spent a couple of years in the rookie ball levels for the Dodgers. Now stepping in is Zach Evans for the Storm as Jang comes downhill and delivers a strike. Evans, a right-handed batter, so right-on-right matchup here in the second at-bat of the game. The Quakes in their all-white home uniforms and blue caps tonight. As the 0-1 comes home, it's an ugly swing and a miss. Zach Evans fooled by a breaking ball there from Jang. So it's an 0-2 count. Hyun-Suk Jang is out ahead of Evans. And now we've got a pitch clock violation being called on Evans. So that'll be strike 3. An awkward way to record the first strikeout of the season. But home plate umpire Patrick McMorris steps out and makes the call. So it's the first strikeout of the game for Hyun-Suk Jang. It's a strikeout on a pitch clock violation. Now stepping in is Lamar King, the right-handed hitting catcher, takes strike 1 from Jang. 2 outs, nobody on in the top of the first inning. No score between the Storm and the Quakes. Here's the 0-1 from Jang. Breaking ball right on the outside corner. Nice pitch there. Makes it 0-2. Lamar King rated the number 29 prospect in the Padres system, according to MLB Pipeline. Here comes the 0-2 pitch from Jang, a fastball that buzzed him in and missed for ball 1. King catching his first game at the single-A level tonight. Played for the Storm last year, but was only a first base / DH. So 1-2 pitch, another breaking ball. It misses outside this time from Jang, so the count evens 2-2. King a season ago was very good in 25 games for the Storm. Put up a 778 OPS and 266 batting average. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, checked his swing. He did not go around as that one missed at the knees, and the count is now full. Storm looking to work their first base runner of the night. It's a right-on-right matchup with 2 outs and nobody on. Infield playing straight up. Lindsey maybe shaded a bit into the 5.5 hole. So here's the full count offering, and it misses. So nice at-bat there from Lamar King to work the count from 0-2 into a walk, and the Storm have their first base runner in the ballgame. Man at first with 2 outs. This will bring up the right-handed hitting DH for the Storm, Sean Barnett. Barnett, a two-way player, shown a lot of promise as a pitcher since being taken by the Padres in the 11th round last year. Jang comes downhill and delivers a fastball for a strike. But Barnett will get his looks as a DH early this season for the Storm. Batting cleanup tonight. Jang sets at the belt, gave a quick look over at first, but now comes home with the 0-1, and it's fouled straight back. So Jang has jumped ahead 0-2. Man on first with 2 outs. Jang was ahead of Lamar King 0-2 as well, but then King worked it back to a walk. Jang looking to put away Sean Barnett to finish the frame. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball that popped out of his hand and got away from Rodriguez. So the runner King will advance to second base. It's a wild pitch from Hyun-Suk Jang. There's a slider that popped out of his hand early and broke inside. Didn't miss by Barnett by too much, but then Rodriguez couldn't handle it behind the dish. It's a 1-2 count with a runner in scoring position now for the Storm. Now we've got a timeout. Jang will reset on the mound. Sean Barnett is the number 28 prospect in the Padres system. Batted .280 in 12 games last year for the Storm. Right on right matchup. Jang looks at second and now steps off the back of the rubber. No throw given to second though. Nico Perez, the Quakes second baseman, is holding close. Keep King close to the bag. Now Perez bounces back to his position as the pitch comes home and it's tapped foul down the left side over towards the Quakes dugout. So Barnett stays alive. 1-2 the count, a man at second and 2 outs, still scoreless here in the top of the first inning between the Storm and the Quakes. Jang comes set just above the belt. Now another 1-2 pitch, changeup that just missed. Rodriguez couldn't quite frame it. Jang frustratingly grabs the ball out of the air on the throwback. So it's a 2-2 count now. Runner still at second. Storm looking to strike first. It's the 2-2 pitch from Jang as a breaker down in the dirt. So once again, after falling behind 0-2, Sean Barnett has worked the count full. Command was the struggle for Jang last season. Already has walked one so far this inning. He's got a full count to Barnett. Payoff pitch. Breaker that popped out of his hand and misses up and in. So it's the second walk of the frame. Another good at bat for the Storm. So now they'll have runners at first and second with 2 out in the inning. 86-mile-an-hour slider there from Jang that just missed up and in. In his 18 games last year, Jang walked 27 in 36 and 2/3 innings. So not a pace that the Dodgers were thrilled with. So now we're going to have a mound visit here for the Quakes. Jang looking to work out of this frame. He's in a bit of trouble now. Had 2 outs and nobody on base before walking back-to-back Storm batters. Jang is already at 18 pitches now in this frame. This is manager John Shoemaker's 5th straight year at the helm of the Quakes. He's been in the Dodger organization for much longer than that. Shoemaker has made an impact on almost every Dodger major leaguer over the last multiple decades. This is his 49th year in the Dodgers organization, 45th as a coach. Here's the first pitch to Choi. It's fouled straight back. So it's 0-1 as Jang jumps ahead. Choi is a left-handed hitting shortstop in the 5-hole tonight for the Storm. Was a 20th round pick in 2023 out of South Korea. Jang looks back at second, now comes home with the 0-1. It's tapped on the ground over to third. Vargas comes in, fields, throws on the run in the dirt, but it's dug out by Meza over at first. A long hop off of the grass, and he makes the play. So Yoendry Vargas gets involved early and ends the top of the first inning. Couple stranded for the Storm, but we're still scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first here on 22 West Radio. Quakes are coming up to bat for the first time. Still no score as we enter the bottom of the first inning. Leading things off for Rancho Cucamonga will be Kellen Lindsay, who's the Dodgers' first-round pick last year, 23rd overall out of high school in Florida, making his professional debut here tonight as the shortstop and leadoff man for Rancho Cucamonga. Right-on-right matchup to begin the bottom of the first, and it's a fastball that buzzes in on Lindsay, just gets out of the way. Michael Morales is the starting pitcher for Lake Elsinore. Out of the windup, here's the 1-0. Another fastball that's cut on and missed by Lindsay, and the count evens at ones. 1-1 pitch. Fastball line down the right side towards the corner. Will it stay fair? It does. Bounces in, and let's watch Kellen Lindsay run. He's going to pull into second base easily with a stand-up double. A line drive into the right field corner just stays fair. And what a start to Kellen Lindsay's pro debut. It's a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the first inning. Great piece of hitting there. Got a fastball on the outside corner. Went right with it. Bounced it on one hop off of the wall. So now Kellen Lindsay is out at second base. It's great speed on the bases right now for the Quakes. Lindsay, an 80 grade runner, might be his best tool. Jaron Elkins, the batter now for the Quakes, another right-handed hitter. Morales looks at second, now comes home and catches the inside corner with a breaker. Lindsay out at second, a big stolen base threat. Not sure if he'll run here as he's a man on second with nobody out, but something to watch. Also great speed at the plate for Elkins as the 0-1 comes home. Breaking ball down in the dirt. It's swung on and missed by Elkins, and the count is now 0-2. Jaron Elkins is making his single-A debut tonight, playing right field for the Quakes. He was an 8th round pick in 2023 for the Dodgers. 0-2 pitch. Gets by the catcher, goes by, and now Lindsay will easily move up to third. Lamar King was not able to stab that one. Wasn't in the dirt, so we'll see how that's scored. Might be a pass ball, but it's just outside, and the count is now 1-2 to Elkins with the go-ahead run 90 feet away for the Quakes. Great speed at third for Lindsay. Elkins looks to fight. 1-2 count. Morales sets just above the belt. Pitch comes home. It's a fastball up and in that's cut on and missed by Elkins. Good heater there at 93, picking up the first strikeout of the game for Michael Morales. Kellen Lindsay remains put at third base. Now it'll bring up Eduardo Quintero. Quintero, a top prospect for the Dodgers. He's ranked number 9 in the system. Had a brief stint with the Quakes last year, but returning for his first full season in single-A now. Breaking ball lifted out into center field. That's deep enough. It should score the run. Underneath it, Cason Wells makes the catch. Kellen Lindsay will tag up and head home easily as the Quakes have moved ahead 1-0 in the bottom of the first on a sac fly from Eduardo Quintero. 1-0 Quakes. Quintero on the first pitch got a breaking ball and just flied it out into center field. Cason Wells had no chance at the speedy Lindsay coming home. So now it's 2 outs, nobody on, as we'll get the first single-A at-bat for Yoendry Vargas. Vargas, another top prospect for the Dodgers, ranked number 12 in the system by MLB Pipeline. Right-handed batter swings and misses at a fastball to begin his at-bat. Vargas playing third base tonight. Has played mostly shortstop in his professional career to this point, but it's going to be a lot of rotating in the Quakes infield this year. 0-1, breaking ball swung on and missed. Vargas chased that one down, and he's in an 0-2 hole. Vargas just 19 years old. Quintero, the 3-hitter, also 19, so it's a young middle of this Quakes order tonight. 0-2 pitch from Morales. Changeup pulled down in the dirt, makes it 1-2. Yoendry Vargas playing his first single-A game, his first game with the Quakes here. Morales gives the 1-2. It's popped straight up on the right side. Hollow gives it a look, the first baseman, but it'll get just out of play into the netting. It'll be a foul ball for Yoendry Vargas, and he stays alive. Two outs, nobody on base for the Quakes in the bottom of the first inning. They've already scored one in the frame on the Eduardo Quintero sacrifice fly. Kellen Lindsay doubled the lead off the inning. Was the one who came around to score. It's 1-0 Quakes. Morales out of the windup, gives another 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball that's tapped foul. Vargas just got a piece of that one to stay alive. Vargas, the cleanup man for the Quakes, steps back into the right-handed box. It's another 1-2 pitch. Checked his swing on a slider down and away, and he went around. He gets rung up by the first base umpire, Dylan Reeves, and that does it for the bottom of the first inning on the Vargas strikeout. We're going to the second. Quakes ahead 1-0 on the sac fly from Eduardo Quintero. One run on one hit in the inning for the Quakes. We'll be right back here on 22 West Radio. Hyun-Sok Jang back out for the second inning for the Quakes. It's 1-0 Rancho Cucamonga after they plate one in the bottom of the first. We're beginning the second with the Storm coming up to bat. Leading things off will be Ryan Wilson, the number 6 hitter. Right on right matchup to start this top of the second inning. Jang got into some trouble in that first frame, but was able to work out of it as he comes downhill and just misses for ball one to Wilson. There's a couple walks in the top of the first inning for Jang, both with 2 outs, but he was able to pitch out of it on a ground out to third to finish the inning. 1-0, fastball misses in, so Wilson is ahead 2-0. Wilson is the right fielder tonight for the Storm. Played 99 games for Lake Elsinore last year, batted .214. There's a pop-up on the right side that'll get out of play, so the count is now 2-1. Wilson was a 9th round pick in the 2023 draft for the Padres. Looking for some more success in his second go-round, single A. 2-1, flied out into right, but that'll get out of play again, so the count is even at 2s. Nice job by Hyun-Sok Jang to fight back into the count. It's now 2-2. Jang rocking the tight pants tonight out of the windup. And it's swung on and missed. A breaking ball from Jang. Picks up the strikeout, his second of the night. And it's 1 out, nobody on for the Storm. That'll bring up Caden Hollow. Hollow was an undrafted free agent in 2022. Was signed by the Padres and has remained in the system since. He's playing first base tonight as the left-handed hitter steps in and takes ball one on a fastball that sailed away from Jang. 1-0 Quakes, 1 out, nobody on for the Storm in the top of the second. 1-0 pitch, changeup that just missed down, so it's now 2-0. Caden Hollow listed as a catcher, but playing first base tonight. Played 19 games for the Storm last year, batted just .161. That was a line drive straight back into the netting to make the count 2-1. Storm still looking for their first hit of the game. It's the number 7 hitter in the order up. Jang comes downhill and misses up and in. Rodriguez stuck that one, looking for the call from home plate umpire Patrick McMorris, but he does not get it, and the count is now 3-1. Hollow in a good count to seek a pitch to drive. 3-1 pitch, fastball popped up and out of play, back behind home plate. Gave a good rip at it, but the count is now full. Jang is trying to continue his success that he had upon his promotion to single A last year. It's the payoff pitch. A fastball kind of checked his swing but poked it out into left. Underneath it to make the play is Samuel Munoz. An awkward check swing line drive there from Hollow turns into the second out of the inning. Still nobody on base for the Storm. Nice job by Jang to fight back into that count. Did the same thing with the first batter of the inning. Fell behind 2-0 to both of the Storm hitters, but Jang able to fight back and record both outs. And now that'll bring up the number 8 hitter for the Storm, Ryan Jackson. Right on right matchup. Jang out of the windup delivers a ball. Fastball up and in to start the at-bat. Jackson, a local kid, went to USC and is from Southern California. Was a 17th round pick in last year's draft for the Padres. 1-0 pitch. Grounded over to shortstop. Lindsey ranges in, fields cleanly. His throw in time. It's a 1-2-3 frame for Hyun-Sok Jang. Nice second inning for him. We're going to the bottom half. 1-0 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. It's a 1-0 lead for the Quakes as Michael Morales is back out on the mound for Lake Elsinore. Quakes ahead by a run as Samuel Munoz will step up here to begin the bottom of the second inning. It's 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Quakes, starting with Munoz. So the left fielder made a catch in the top half of the inning and now getting his first at-bat of this 2025 season. Munoz, a left-handed batter in the box. Ready on the mound, Morales comes home and misses with a fastball to start the at-bat. Samuel Munoz in his second season with the Quakes. He batted .229 in 90 games last year. 1-0 pitch, sails high. Munoz is ahead 2-0. Munoz was signed in 2022, the international free agency system for the Dodgers. 2-0 pitch, checked his swing, and he went around, so Munoz is now with a 2-1 count. Right on left matchup, nobody on, nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Next one misses down with a changeup, so Munoz is ahead 3-1. Munoz was signed out of the Dominican Republic, one of 2 players in this Quakes lineup from the DR. 3-1, big cut, popped straight up. King, the catcher, doesn't see it though. It's the third baseman, Evans, who ranges underneath and makes the catch. Almost lost that one, but had to go over to his left and puts it away for the first out. The Munoz pop out now brings up Nico Perez, making his single A debut tonight. Perez was drafted in 2022 out of Puerto Rico, but has spent a couple of seasons marinating with the Dodgers before he makes it to the single A level here. Perez appeared in a couple of Cactus League games this spring training season. First pitch in there for a strike. It was the games here in Southern California, the exhibitions against the Angels for the Dodgers, that Perez got into a couple. 0-1, tapped on the ground over to shortstop. B.Y. Choi ranges in, fields cleanly, and throws in time for the second out. Still nobody on for the Quakes after the Nico Perez ground out. Score at 6-3 there for Choi. And now that'll bring up Jose Meza, the first baseman for Rancho Cucamonga. Meza had an interesting season last year in the Dodgers system. He was absolutely excellent in the Arizona Complex League in his time there. 26 games, a 1.061 OPS. So the first pitch comes in, it's fouled back. But for Meza, when he was in single A, didn't quite have the same success. He wasn't bad, but a 218 batting average and 713 OPS still left some room for improvement. That was in 58 single A games. 0-1 pitch, breaker that misses outside and evens the count 1-1. 1-0 Quakes, 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the second inning. Now Meza calls time. Meza is an outfielder by trade, making the start at first base tonight. This is his first time playing first base as a pro. 1-1 pitch, fastball that's yanked outside. Meza will be the regular first baseman for the Quakes this year. Moving into the dirt. It's a packed outfield, so not a lot of innings to get out there. Next one swung on and missed. That'll even the count at 2-2 as Meza couldn't catch up to a fastball on the outside corner. Michael Morales trying to complete a 1-2-3 frame. Here he goes out of the windup. The righty comes downhill and misses down. The count is now full. Meza hoping to translate that success in rookie ball last year to the single A level this year. He's the oldest player in this Quakes starting lineup tonight. There's a breaking ball that's lined out into center field. It's a base hit for Jose Meza on a full count slider there from Morales. Nice job by Meza to stay on it and keep the hands back as he shoots it into center field for a 2-out hit for the Quakes. Meza at first base, as now Oswaldo Osorio will come up. Osorio, the DH tonight, left-handed hitter, and 19-year-old steps into the box. Morales sets on the first pitch to Osorio, a fastball that sails high. Osorio was with the Quakes for the majority of last season. He played 1 game in the Arizona Complex League, but his remaining 70 games of action were here in single A. Batted just 194. 1-0 pitch, sails outside, so Osorio is ahead 2-0. That's been Osorio's strength as a pro, the patience at the plate. Also has a good chunk of power when he's able to connect. That just didn't happen a lot last year here in single A. Looking for a better season now. 2-0 taken outside, so Osorio is ahead 3-0. Jose Meza, the runner at first. Osorio digs back in. Morales just trying to find the zone now. 3-0 pitch. Way up. So it's a 4-pitch walk to Osorio. Coming off of the base hit by Meza. So it's back-to-back runners that have reached for the Quakes with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Now first and second with the number 9 spot in the order coming up for Victor Rodriguez. Before Rodriguez's at-bat can get underway, we're going to have a mound visit here for the Storm. So the Quakes have had back-to-back runners reach. Looks like this is just a regular conference out there. Morales will stay in the game. But Rancho Cucamonga already ahead 1-0. They've got 2 hits so far in the game off of Morales. It was a leadoff double for Kellen Lindsay that began the bottom of the first inning. He then advanced to third on a wild pitch and then was scored on a sacrifice fly from Eduardo Quintero. The mound visit here breaks for the Storm. So Victor Rodriguez, the catcher for the Quakes, will have a big chance here in his first at-bat of the season. Morales has thrown 31 pitches so far, as now Rodriguez digs into the right-handed box. Morales downhill. It's popped up on the right side. The second baseman, Jackson, ranges over into the outfield. He's called off by Wilson, the right fielder, who makes the catch to end the inning. Rodriguez with the first pitch fly out to right, and the Quakes strand 2. We're going to the third inning, still 1-0 Rancho Cucamonga here on 22 West Radio. Top of the third inning, just about to get underway. This is the first of 24 matchups that these two teams will have this season. So the Quakes looking to jump out ahead. They went just 10-20 against the Storm last year. So looking for a change in fortunes there. Lake Elsinore went to the California League Championship Series and lost it in 3 games to Modesto. So the Storm looking to back up a nice season last year. Jang back on the mound for the Quakes as he comes home. It's tapped over to third. Vargas makes the play, throws across in time. A strong arm from Yoendry Vargas as he beats Kaufman to the bag, and it's a first pitch ground out to start the top of the third. Second play that Yoendry Vargas has made at third base so far tonight. Not really his natural position, as Vargas has played mostly shortstop coming up so far for the Dodgers. But it'll be interesting to see how they handle the shortstop innings here at Rancho Cucamonga this year. Kellen Lindsay and Yoendry Vargas, both on the roster, will need their fair share of shortstop innings. Also in the infield group is Oswaldo Osorio and Elijah Hainline. First pitch in there for a strike. Wells is up again for Lake Elsinore at the top of the order for the Storm. He squared around at that last pitch but pulled the bunt back as he took it for a strike. It's an 0-2 count here for Wells. Jang out of the windup, comes home. It's popped up on the left side. Vargas ranges over into foul territory. He'll stop right in front of the track, ranges back towards the foul line, and makes the catch. Sketchy there for Yoendry Vargas, but he's able to put it away. The pop-up that might have worked its way back into fair territory is caught for out number 2. Wind blew that one around a bit. But now it's 2 out and nobody on for the Storm with the number 2 hitter, Zach Evans, coming up. Evans 0 for 1 tonight, struck out his first time up, and now gives a rip and a miss at a first pitch fastball from Jang. Hyunsuk Jang in his third inning of work as the 0-1 pitch comes home and just misses on a fastball inside. Count now 1-1. In his final 7 games started last year for Jang between the Arizona Complex League and Single A, he had a 1.47 ERA. Now comes with a slider. Evans checked his swing but went around. Filthy pitch there from Jang. It's a 60 grade on that slider according to MLB Pipeline. His fastball has a 60 grade as well. 2+ pitches in the arsenal. 1-2. Tapped foul down the left side towards the Quakes dugout. Jang is supremely talented. Has a chance to be one of the best pitching prospects in this system over the next couple of seasons. Another 1-2. Curveball that froze him. Evans goes down looking as a curveball bends into the zone. I believe that's the first time Jang has thrown that curveball tonight, but it's a good one as Evans goes down looking. Second strikeout of the game for Evans. Third punch out for Jang as we're going to the bottom of the third. Still 1-0 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Back for the bottom of the third inning. It's the top of the order coming up for the Quakes, starting with Kellen Lindsay. It was a great start to his pro career with a double in the first inning. Now he takes a fastball high to begin the plate appearance. Still Michael Morales on the mound for Lake Elsinore. Right on right matchup with the speedy shortstop, Lindsay in the box. 1-0 pitch, breaking ball that misses down and away, so Lindsay is ahead 2-0. Not a guy you'd want to walk and put on first base with the stolen base threat that Lindsay is. 2-0 pitch, fastball that catches the up and away quadrant. So Lindsay now with a 2-1 count. It was a double down the right side, just kept it fair into the right field corner his first time up. 2-1, a fastball that misses down and away. Easy take there for Lindsay. Count now 3-1. 23rd overall pick last year in the box. 3-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball at the letters that Lindsay did not catch up to, and the count is now full. Morales looking to win the battle on the mound. Lindsay in the box. Payoff pitch, fastball taken just outside. Nice take by Kellen Lindsay as he lays off the heater there, and he'll head down to first base with a leadoff walk. Lindsay has reached both times tonight for the Quakes, and now this might be a chance to check out his wheels. It's a man on first with nobody out as Jaron Elkins is coming back up. Elkins 0 for 1 with a strikeout, playing his first game at the single A level. Lindsay runs on the first pitch. It's a fly ball out into left, ranging back. Kaufman to the track. He'll look up, and it's off the wall. Lindsay hesitated, so he rounds second and pulls into third, standing up. Elkins into second with a stand-up double off the wall. Elkins just missed a home run in the left center gap, but now the Quakes will have runners at second and third with nobody out in the bottom of the third inning. First pitch that Elkins turned around. He actually gave it a little bat flip. Thought that one was going to be gone, but it just missed out there in the left center gap. One of the deeper parts of the yard. Kaufman, the left fielder, played it off the wall. And now here comes Eduardo Quintero. 0 for 0 in the book tonight with a sac fly his first time up. Chance for another one here. Runners at second and third with nobody out. First pitch to Quintero. Misses up and in. A breaking ball there from Morales that didn't find the zone. And now the catcher, King, is going to go out for a mound visit. Just the pitcher and catcher out there for Lake Elsinore. Tough start to the inning for Morales. Kellen Lindsay worked a full count and then was able to draw a walk. And then the first pitch that came in to Jaron Elkins was put off the wall in left center field for a double. Lindsay would have scored, but he hesitated, thinking that it might be caught. So he had to hold up at third. Here's the 1-0 pitch from Morales. Fastball that misses up and away. So he's lost his command a bit here in this bottom of the third inning. Morales now at 41 pitches, excuse me. 2-0 count for Quintero. Pitch comes home, a fastball that misses just outside. King tried to frame it, but doesn't get the call. So it's a 3-0 count to Quintero. Batting in the 3 spot tonight and playing center field for Rancho Cucamonga. We'll see if Quintero has the green light. 3-0 pitch. Looked like he was holding up all the way, and that's in for a strike. Quintero still way ahead, though, at 3-1. The Storm do have action down in their bullpen now. It's a 3-1 count to Quintero. Pitch, take in off the outside corner. So Eduardo Quintero draws a walk. He'll head down to first base as the bases are now loaded for the Quakes. 2 walks and a double in the inning against Morales. The Quakes looking good offensively here in this bottom of the third. Still 1-0 as the bases are now loaded with Yoendry Vargas coming up. Vargas struck out his first time up, but is in the cleanup spot tonight. Very dangerous power bat for the Quakes. Morales' first pitch comes home, and it bounces away from King. It's down in the dirt. Lindsay will come in to score as everybody advances 90 feet. So Lindsay is in. Looked like at first it might have been signaled a balk, but no, it will go down as a wild pitch. The play was not ruled dead. So it's a wild pitch that brings in the second run of the game for the Quakes. It's now 2-0 with runners at second and third, still nobody out in the inning. Yoendry Vargas looking to take advantage here. 1-0 count. Morales comes home. It's taken down. So Vargas, moves ahead 2-0. Morales can't find the zone again. Good speed on the bases for the Quakes. 2-0. Line drive into center field. Vargas delivers a hit. 1 run is in. The second runner is waved around. Quintero comes home without a throw. It's a 2-run single for Yoendry Vargas. His first hit at the single A level has put the Quakes ahead 4-0. A 3 spot in the bottom of the third inning so far. Still nobody out as Vargas is now at first. Samuel Munoz comes to the plate as the Quakes are looking to put up a crooked number here if they haven't already at 3. Tough inning for Michael Morales. Starter for Lake Elsinore yet to record an out. The first 4 batters of the inning have all reached against him. 4-0 Quakes with Vargas at first. Pitch to Munoz, misses up and in. So the Quakes ahead in the count once again. Vargas down at first base, had 11 steals and 38 rookie level games last year. So threat on the bases. 1-0 pitch to Munoz, misses down as Vargas stayed put again. Munoz is a guy that has previously been ranked on top 30 lists in the Dodgers system. Fell out of it heading into this year after a tough campaign for the Quakes last year, but still certainly a bounce back candidate. 2-0 pitch, flied out into center field, ranging in as it's playable. Cason Wells is camped underneath it. He'll make the catch as Vargas retreats to first. There's now 1 out in the inning. Vargas still at first base with 1 out now. Michael Morales finally able to record the first out of the bottom of the third. Now coming up is Nico Perez. Morales toes the rubber again. We'll see if Vargas gets the steal sign at any point in this at-bat. Looks ready to run over there. Stays put though as the first pitch misses to Perez. Fastball outside for ball 1. Yoendry Vargas delivered a 2-run single. That's how he reached at first base. It's already 3 runs in the inning for the Quakes as they're ahead 4-0. Man on first with 1 out. 1-0 to Perez. Catches the outside corner. Nicely located fastball there for Morales. And the count evens 1-1. Nico Perez grounded out to short his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 tonight. 1-1 pitch, misses inside, so he's ahead 2-1. Perez with the pine tar stained helmet right in front, looking the part here in his single A debut. The second baseman tonight for the Quakes. He was a 15th round pick in 2022. 2-1 pitch, swing and miss. A fastball up at the top of the zone. Caught a piece of it as it went into the glove, but Perez unable to make full contact with that one, and the count is now 2-2. Yoendry Vargas still down at first base. Morales sets. Now the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Nice job by Morales to pick up a strikeout there. A fastball on the outside corner again. That Perez comes up empty. Now it's 2 outs as Vargas remains at first base for the Quakes. For 0 Rancho Cucamonga as Jose Meza steps back up. Meza singled his first time up after working along at bat. There's a soft line drive into center field. First pitch to Meza, a fastball that misses down and away. King, the catcher, after receiving it, gives a gesture to calm down out to Morales on the mound. Looked like he was gesturing to take a breath. The Storm has had action in their bullpen throughout this frame, and now a pickoff attempt from Morales, but Vargas dives back safely. Good time to run now for Vargas. Haven't seen him go yet, but 2 outs and a man on first for the Quakes. 1-0 pitch. Taken just down. So Jose Meza is ahead 2-0. Looked like Lamar King, the catcher, wanted that call. Stuck it for a while, but does not get the strike. Morales sets. Now the 2-0. Popped straight up within the infield. The shortstop, B.Y. Choi, ranges over, calls it off, and he makes the catch. That'll do it for the bottom of the third as the Quakes leave 1 stranded, but they still score 3 in the inning. We're going to the 4th, 4-0 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Hyun-Suk Jang back out for the Quakes to start this top of the fourth inning. It's a good start to the season through the first third of this ball game. Rancho Cucamonga ahead 4-0. The Storm still looking for their first hit. It's the middle of the order coming up for Lake Elsinore at 3, 4, and 5, starting with the catcher Lamar King. Through 3 innings of work, Jang has thrown 40 pitches, has 3 strikeouts. Looked good so far for the Quakes opening night starter. First pitch of the inning, a breaking ball that misses inside, so King has a 1-0 count. First time up for King, he walked. 1-0 pitch, pop fly out of play down the right side. Count evens 1-1. The Quakes put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the third inning to move ahead 4-0. It's been a good start for their offense. They've given some cushion for Jang on the mound. 1-1 pitch, fastball that misses inside. Rodriguez couldn't handle it. Bounces out of the home plate circle, and the count is now 2-1. Jang gives a large exhale on the mound. Now out of the windup, the 2-1 pitch, a breaking ball that's roped into left field. King with the first hit of the game for the Storm. He'll pull into first with a leadoff single. So they now have a man at first base and nobody out here in the top of the fourth. The Storm finally get to Jang. Their first hit of the ball game comes here in the top of the fourth inning. That last one with was a slider that caught the middle part of the zone. Jang might be glad that one was only a single. It's a man at first with nobody out. Barnett steps into the box and takes strike 1. Sean Barnett walked his first time up. Oh, 1. Fly ball down the right side and out of play. So Barnett fouls it off and he's in an 0-2 hole. This was the same place that Jang had Barnett his first time up, but Barnett was able to work it back to a walk with a nice at bat. It's the same thing that King did his first time up, and now King with a single here in the fourth. 0-2 pitch, curveball down in the dirt, nice block by Rodriguez will keep King put at first base, but the count now 1-2 to Barnett. Hyun-Suk Jang was signed by the Dodgers in 2023. 1-2, swung on and missed. Jang has his 4th strikeout of the game as that one's tipped into the glove. Nicely located breaker down and in there. Gets Barnett to swing through it. So Jang has his 4th strikeout, and it's a man on first with 1 out in the inning now for the Storm. But for Jang, as he was signed in August of 2023 out of South Korea, he was projected to be the #1 overall pick in the KBO draft. Here's a lightly hit line drive into right field. Choi will have that one fall in for a hit. Elkins fielded it on a bounce. King, the runner, had to wait to see that one get down, but is able to advance to second. Elkins gave a strong throw into the base, hoping to get it there before King moved up. But he's safe, and it's a single for Choi. Now runners at first and second with 1 out for the Storm. Softly hit line drive, or you could call it a flare there for Choi. But it finds some grass, and B.Y. Choi has his first hit of the game. Now Ryan Wilson comes up, having struck out his only time to the plate before this. First and second, 1 out for the Storm. Jang comes downhill. It's a tapper over to shortstop, ranging in. Lindsey makes the play, throws to second in time, but the throw to first is not there. It was an aggressive play by Lindsey to even go to second base, as that was a lightly hit ground ball, but he gets the lead runner, and now it'll be runners at the corners for Lake Elsinore. Nice play there by Lindsey. Been a good defensive outing so far for the Quakes. But runners at the corners as the Storm have their first chance to try and plate a run. 2 outs in the inning. Jang comes downhill with the first pitch and misses up and away with a fastball to Caden Hollow. Hollow 0 for 1 tonight. Jang shook off the first pitch call from Rodriguez. Now shakes his head yes. 1-0 pitch. Misses just outside. Hollow lays off and the count is now 2-0. Jang at 52 pitches through 3 2/3. Here he sets the 2-0 pitch. Taken again just outside. So Jang has fallen behind 3-0. Had his shoulders dropped there looking in at home plate umpire Patrick McMorris. Looked like Jang wanted that last one. But it's a 3-0 count for Hollow. There is action down in the Quakes bullpen now. 3-0 pitch, misses outside. It's a 4-pitch walk for Caden Hollow, and that loads the bases for the Storm. Jang puts his glove up to his face as Victor Rodriguez slowly walks out to the mound. The Quakes pitching coach, Ramon Troncoso, will join him out there. The pitcher down warming up for the Quakes is Yobron Herder. But this is just a pep talk here from Troncoso. Looks like that Zhang is going to stay in this game. .54 pitches through 3 2/3 for Jang. He's allowed 2 hits and 3 walks to go with 4 strikeouts. 31 of Jang's 54 pitches have gone for strikes. And now the mound visit breaks. And it's the number 8 hitter for Lake Elsinore stepping up here with the bases loaded. Ryan Jackson looking to do some damage. Jackson 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch from Jang, a fastball that misses down and in. So it's a 1-0 count for Jackson. Jang in some trouble here for really the first time tonight. Top of the 4th inning with the Quakes ahead 4-0. 1-0 pitch, a fastball that's in there for a strike. Nice location on the inside corner, and Jang has evened it 1-1. 2 outs and the bases loaded for the Storm. They're looking to get their first run of the game. One from Jang. Fastball just inside. Rodriguez stuck that one and held it, but does not get the call. So it's 2-1 to Ryan Jackson, the Lake Elsinore second baseman. 2-1 pitch, taken again, just up. So Jang has fallen behind 3-1. Rodriguez gave a point out to the mound. Looking like he was saying Jang that he liked the spot, but they do not get the call. So Jang 1 ball away from walking in a run. 3-1 pitch from Jang, misses inside with a fastball. So it's a 5-pitch walk to Ryan Jackson with the bases loaded, and Lake Elsinore is now on the board with their first run of the game. Jang issues the walk and forces in a run. The next pitch will be Jang's 60th, but he's going to stay out. The number 9 hitter, Spence Kaufman, comes up here for Lake Elsinore. Still action down in the Rancho Cucamonga bullpen. First pitch to Kaufman, swung on and missed. That one was down below the zone, but Kaufman chased it. Nice job by Rodriguez to keep it in front of him. Kaufman is 0 for 1 tonight, grounded out to third his first time up. Bases loaded with 2 out for the Storm. 0-1 pitch popped out of his hand, a slider that missed up and in. Kaufman had to duck out of the way of it. Jang has lost his command here in this top of the 4th inning. The Storm have already scored 1 on a bases loaded walk. Bases are still loaded As the 1-1 pitch comes home, it's a ground ball over to second. Perez fields cleanly and throws to first in time to retire the side. So Jang gives up his first run of the outing, but keeps the damage limited to just 1 run for the Storm. Lake Elsinore strands the bases loaded. Now we're going to the bottom of the 4th inning. 4-1 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. New pitcher coming into the game for the Storm. A new man on the mound is Carson Swilling, making his professional debut here for Lake Elsinore. He was an undrafted free agent last season, signed by the Padres coming out of South Alabama. He had a 5.02 ERA in 10 starts last spring at the college level. For the Quakes coming up in the inning is the 8, 9, and 1 spots in the order, starting with Oswaldo Osorio. First, before the inning can get underway, we have a delay. John Shoemaker, coaching third base for the Quakes, walked down and had a quick word with Patrick McMorris, the home plate umpire. Now we're ready to go. First pitch to Osorio misses up and in. So Carson Swilling starts his professional career with a ball. Osorio walked his first time up, now gives a big swing and a miss at a fastball at the top of the zone. That one buzzed by him at 93. And the count is now 1-1. Osorio, an athletic left-handed batter. Now he takes strike 2, fastball down and in. Had a lot of success before reaching single A at the rookie ball levels between the Dominican Summer League and Arizona Complex League. Now a curveball freezes him. Nice location there from Carson Swilling. Gets a strikeout looking. Osorio can't pull the trigger. And the first batter that Carson Swilling faces as a pro goes for a strikeout. Now Victor Rodriguez comes up for the second time tonight for the Quakes. First pitch to him is a fastball that is in for a strike. Rodriguez did not like the call and immediately calls timeout. Gives himself a reset. Rodriguez, the catcher for the Quakes, looked like there were a couple of calls in that top of the 4th inning that he wanted and did not get. Now a fastball misses down on the dirt. So for Rodriguez, you have to imagine that he's taken those same thoughts into the batter's box. If he thought that that first pitch strike was a location that he didn't get well in the squat, can't be happy with that. 1-1, a fastball on the outside corner. That one goes for strike 2. 1-2 pitch from Swilling. Down in the dirt. Rodriguez lays off and evens the count 2-2. Victor Rodriguez played 14 games for the Quakes last year. Batted .235. 2-2 pitch, a line drive down the right side that'll get foul. But he played 14 games for the Quakes. .235 average, .592 OPS. The rest of his season came in the Arizona Complex League, where he played 30 games there. Batted .265 with a .678 OPS. 2-2. Line drive into left field, coming in and now ranging back. Kaufman is there to make the catch. So Rodriguez lines out to left field, and it's 2 out and nobody on for the Quakes as the top of the order comes back up. Nice start to the outing for Carson Swilling, coming out of the bullpen for Lake Elsinore and setting down the first 2 Quakes. And now here's Kellen Lindsay. Been a good start to his professional career so far as he takes ball 1. Lindsay doubled to lead off the bottom of the first inning, came around to score, and then walked his last time up, came around to score there as well. So 2 runs in the game already for Lindsay, and he takes ball 2, a fastball low. He's reached both times, looking to make it a third for the Dodgers' first-round pick. Fly ball out into right field. Ryan Wilson is camped underneath it, though, and he makes the catch. So Lindsay is retired for the first time tonight, and that does it for the bottom of the 4th. Quakes go down 1-2-3. We're going to the 5th inning, 4-1 Rancho Cucamonga here on 22 West Radio. New pitcher coming in for the Quakes to begin this top of the 5th inning. It's Yolbron Herder coming in to make his single-A debut. We can set the final line now for Hyun-Suk Jang. Jang went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts. So it's much of the same from last year for Jang. Did a good job preventing runs tonight, but the command wavered at times. Still really good overall stuff from Jang, showing off the strikeout ability. And now the Quakes go to the bullpen for the first time in this season opener, excuse me. Herder comes in and delivers a strike with his first pitch. Herder, a right-handed pitcher. 20 years old. He was originally signed out of Venezuela. Second pitch is fouled off down the left side. The batter is the leadoff man for Lake Elsinore, Kason Wells. Wells 0 for 2 tonight, looking for his first hit of the season. 0-2 from Herder. Misses just high. Good chase pitch there, but Wells lays off. Herder in the long blue sleeves with a light blue glove. Out of the windup, here comes the 1-2. It's a line drive out into short left field, ranging in. Munoz makes the catch. Had to come in a bit for that one, but he gets there to retire Wells for the first out of this top of the 5th inning. Zach Evans comes up now. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of punch-outs. Right on right matchup as the first pitch from Herder is a fastball in there for a strike. Herder spent the entirety of last season in the Arizona Complex League. The 0-1 is lined back, foul into the netting. In 12 games, 3 of them starts for the Arizona Complex League Dodgers. Herder had a .257 ERA across 35 innings. 0-2, fouled back again. 4-1 Quakes here in the top of the 5th inning. The opener here at the Epicenter. Another 0-2, breaking ball tapped on the ground, right back to Herdair on the mound. Gives a little jump, makes the play, and flips over to first in time for the second out. So Herdair comes out of the bullpen and retires back-to-back Storm batters to start his outing. Lamar King comes up now. He has yet to be retired tonight. Walked his first time up and then singled last time. First pitch, a breaker that's in there for a strike. Nice location there by Herder. 0-1, checked his swing, and he did not go around. So King lays off another slider. This time it goes for a ball. We get a change of baseballs for home plate umpire Patrick McMorris. Now we're ready to go again. 1-1 from Herder. Breaker right on the outside corner. King gives a little half squat in disagreement with the call, but it's a 1-2 count now to the Lake Elsinore catcher. King was a fourth-round pick in 2022, has dealt with some injury problems so far as a pro. 1-2 pitch from Herder, a fastball that's yanked up and away. For King, when he reached single A for the first time last year, played 25 games for the Storm, but was not able to play his regular position of catcher due to a shoulder surgery that he was still recovering from. 2-2, checked his swing, and he went around. So King strikes out. Herder comes out of the bullpen for Rancho Cucamonga and tosses a 1-2-3 top of the fifth inning. We're going to the bottom half. Still 4-1 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Quakes coming back up to bat here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 4-1 Rancho Cucamonga, and the inning starts with an automatic ball after Lake Elsinore could not get through their warm-ups in time. First pitch to Elkins is a fly ball out into right field. Ranging back, Wilson to the track. He looks up. It's gone. Jaron Elkins has a home run. The first big fly of the 2025 season for the Quakes, and the first single-A home run for Jaron Elkins. Showed off the power in rookie ball last year, now translates it to Rancho Cucamonga. A solo shot for Jaron Elkins, the lead off the bottom of the fifth, puts the Quakes up 5-1. Oppo Taco for Jaron Elkins. The first pitch he saw took it out over the right field fence. Just squeaked over there, but it counts the same. Jaron Elkins had doubled off the wall his last time up, so it's a heck of a start to his single-A career. First pitch in for a strike to Eduardo Quintero. Jaron Elkins with a solo home run to lead off this bottom of the fifth. 0-1 to Quintero, a breaking ball that's in for a strike. So Jaron Elkins now 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of extra base hits. Impressive game for him. Breaking ball misses down, so the count is now 1-2 to Quintero. But Elkins leaves the yard to right field. The first home run of the ball game. 1-2, line drive foul down the right side. Two pitch, misses up and away, so the count is now full to Quintero. Jaron Elkins hit 5 home runs in rookie ball last year. That was in 57 games. It certainly has the home run power. Payoff pitch is a ground ball through up the middle. A base hit for Eduardo Quintero. Really nice piece of hitting right there. It was a breaking ball that might have been down below the zone, but Quintero went down to get it and hits a hard ground ball through the middle of the infield. A no-out base hit for Quintero now makes it back-to-back hits for the Quakes to start this bottom of the 5th. Quintero with good speed over at first base now. He's a stolen base threat as Yoendry Vargas steps in. Runner goes on the first pitch. It misses high. The throw down, not in time. On a bounce, Quintero slides in safely. It was an awkward throw from King behind the plate as it gave a long hop to second, and Quintero was in there easily on a headfirst dive. First stolen base of the season for Eduardo Quintero puts him in scoring position. Nobody out as the pitch was a ball to Yoendry Vargas. 1-0, taken outside for ball 2. The Storm sent their pitcher Carson Swilling back out to the mound for his second inning of work. His first frame, he set down the Quakes 1-2-3, but this second inning of work has not gone quite as well. Back-to-back hits from the Quakes to start it. Now they've got a man on second with nobody out. 2-0 pitch to Vargas, a fastball in there for strike 1. Yoendry Vargas 1 for 2 tonight. Struck out his first time up, but then delivered a 2 RBI single his last time. Quintero out at second. 2-1 pitch, a breaker down in the dirt. King knocks it down, so Quintero will stay put at second, but the count is now 3-1 to Yoendry Vargas. Vargas, the physical right-handed batter in the box. Swilling, the righty on the mound, sets, looks back at second, now comes home with the 3-1. Ground ball over towards the shortstop. Choi can't knock it down. That's going to score another one as Quintero comes around third and scores easily. It's the second RBI single of the ballgame for Yoendry Vargas, and the Quakes have moved ahead 6-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Vargas with a seeing eye ground ball that gets by the shortstop Choi. Had to range to his left and on full extension could not knock it down. So it's the second RBI single of the game for Yoendry Vargas. Now he's down at first. Still nobody out in the inning for the Quakes. 6-1 the score as the Quakes have 7 hits already off of this Lake Elsinore pitching staff. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Here's a pickoff, but Vargas gets back in standing up. Samuel Munoz, the left-handed hitter in the box for the Quakes. He's 0 for 2 tonight. First pitch, taken a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. That one buzzed by at 92 miles an hour. Vargas down at first. Quakes have already scored a couple in this inning. Now Vargas goes. It's taken a breaking ball up and away. The throw down, not in time. The second stolen base of the inning. This time it's Yoendry Vargas getting into second on a headfirst slide. And the Quakes have another man in scoring position as the pitch was a ball. And the count is now 1-1 to Munoz. It was a good pitch to run on there on the breaking ball. Vargas gets into second ahead of the throw. 1-1 pitch to Samuel Munoz. Catches the up and away quadrant. Really nicely located pitch there from Swilling. Makes it 1-2. Yoandri Vargas out at second. Lake Elsinore infield in a full shift. Lefty in the box. Munoz swings and misses at the 1-2 pitch, so he goes down on strikes. Munoz with his first strikeout of the night, the second punch out for Swilling on the mound. So Yoandri Vargas stays put at second, as there's now one out in the inning. Nico Perez, the number 6 hitter for the Quakes, steps in now. Right-handed hitting second baseman. Gives a swing at the first pitch. It's popped out into short center field. Choi, the shortstop, ranges back, but the center fielder calls him off. Wells can't make the catch. It deflects off his glove into center field. Perez pulls into second on a slide. Vargas will stay put at third. We'll see. That one will immediately go down as an error on the center fielder, Kason Wells, as he got underneath it but just couldn't make the catch. The ball deflected off of his outstretched glove. He was camped under it but could not put it away. So Nico Perez moves up to second base for the Quakes on the error. And now Rancho Cucamonga has runners at second and third with one out in the inning. Now a slow walk out to the mound for the head coach Brian Burris. And the Storm are going to go to the bullpen here. A pitching change as Carson Swilling is not able to make it out of his second inning of work. It was a leadoff home run to begin this inning from Jaron Elkins. And then the Quakes have scored another run since. Second and third with one out as the Storm go to the bullpen. We'll introduce the new Lake Elsinore arm when we come back here on 22 West Radio. Miguel Valdez, the reliever coming in for Lake Elsinore, trying to work out of a jam here for the Storm. Valdez has pitched 10 games for Lake Elsinore in his career, all of them last season, and has turned in a 7.11 ERA. So not a ton of success for Valdez out of the bullpen, but he's coming in here in a big spot for the Storm. Lake Elsinore brings the infield in as Jose Meza is the batter for the Quakes. Second and third with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. Quakes already ahead 6-1. Right on right matchup as Valdez sets. The infield in. First pitch to Jose Meza is down in the dirt, blocked by Lamar King. So the runners will stay put, but it's a 1-0 count to Meza. Meza 1 for 2. Had a line drive single into center field his first time up. Rocking the yellow batting gloves. 1-0 pitch from Valdez, down and away, taken again for ball 2. The Storm with all 4 infielders with their toes on the grass. The first baseman hollow a step onto the fringe. 2-0 pitch to Meza. Swung on and missed. Chased a breaking ball that time. Meza taps his helmet in frustration as he steps out of the box with a 2-1 count. Good speed on the bases for the Quakes. The runner at second is Nico Perez. At third is Yoandri Vargas. 1 out. 2-1 pitch, down and away. So Jose Meza in a good hitter's count now. Valdez looking to get back into the zone here. 3-1 pitch. Taken down again. So it's a 5-pitch walk for Jose Meza as the first hitter that Valdez faces out of the bullpen. And the walk for Valdez has loaded the bases for the Quakes. Oswaldo Osorio comes up now for Rancho Cucamonga as the DH tonight for the Quakes. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. The left-handed hitting infielder at DH tonight, looking for a big knock right here. Bases loaded with 1 out for the Quakes. Right on left matchup. Pitch comes home, and it hit him on the front ankle. Osorio gets dotted with a fastball right on the front leg, and that'll force home a run for the Quakes. Yoandry Vargas walks home and touches home plate as Osorio will drop all his batting gear and head down to first. Bases will still be loaded for the Quakes as they're now ahead 7-1. This is the second 3 spot of the game for Rancho Cucamonga. They scored 3 in the bottom of the 3rd inning, now have 3 so far in the bottom of the 5th. Bases still loaded with 1 out and a chance to add for Victor Rodriguez. Rodriguez 0 for 2 as he steps into the right-hand box. First pitch from Valdez down in the dirt, but it's stabbed by Lamar King. Picked it on the backhand. Nice job there by the Lake Elsinore backstop. 1-0 the count to Victor Rodriguez. Valdez, the reliever for Lake Elsinore, has struggled to find the strike zone here since entering. Walk and a hit by pitch for his first 2 batters. 1-0, taken outside. Another fastball there that misses, so Rodriguez is ahead 2-0. Valdez tries to reset himself. We'll see if it works. The pitch taken again for ball 3. Down and away, the same spot as the last pitch. Now it's a 3-0 count. We'll see if Rodriguez has the green light. Bases loaded, 1 out. 3-0 pitch taken down in the dirt. It's a bases loaded 4-pitch walk for Victor Rodriguez, and that forces home another run for the Quakes. It's now 8-1 as they're up to 4 runs in the inning, and the top of the order will come up now with the bases still loaded. Nico Perez walks home and calmly touches home plate. The pitcher Miguel Valdez has a mound visit going now. He stepped back behind the pitching rubber and frustratingly spiked the rosin bag. We're going to have a full mound visit now for Lake Elsinore. The pitching coach, Yermon Bizardo, slowly walks out. So the Quakes with the bases loaded and 1 out here. Some more action going in the Lake Elsinore bullpen. Looks like it's just bodies up and moving around. Now there is somebody throwing as the first pitch from the Lake Elsinore reliever down there got away from their bullpen catcher and careened into right field. But now the mound visit will break here for the Storm. The Quakes ahead 8-1 with the bases loaded and a chance still to add for their leadoff man, Kellen Lindsay. Lindsay steps in here. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a walk, had a double in the first inning. First pitch from Valdez comes home and misses in the dirt. Lamar King blocks it, so the runners stay put. But Kellen Lindsay is ahead to begin the plate appearance. The right-handed hitting speedy shortstop for the Quakes would be tough to double up, but the Storm still had double play depth up the middle. 1-0 pitch, yanked down near the dirt again. Looks like King caught that one in the air, but still goes for ball 2. 6 straight balls for Valdez. That's after a hit by pitch. So he's completely lost the zone now. 2-0 is in there this time. A fastball in the inside corner. Lindsay watches it go. He's still ahead 2-1. Bases loaded, 1 out, 8-1 Quakes. 2-1 pitch is a foul ball back into the netting behind home plate. Lindsay was a little off balance with that swing, and the count is now 2-2. Kellen Lindsay already with a hit tonight, but looking for his first professional run driven in. 2-2 pitch taken down, so the count is now full. Lindsay digs back into the right-handed box. The bases are stuffed with a full count to the Quakes leadoff man. Payoff pitch from Valdez comes downhill. It's a soft line drive out into left field. Kaufman ranges in, makes the catch. They're going to test him. Meza comes home, and the throw goes to third. Jose Meza scores on a sacrifice fly from Kellen Lindsay, and the Quakes have moved ahead 9-1. Kellen Lindsay executes there, picks up his first professional RBI. He had a fastball on the outside corner that time that he just yanked out into left. And now it brings up Jaron Elkins as the Quakes have officially batted around here in the bottom of the 5th. Elkins led off this frame with a solo home run. First pitch to Elkins, a fastball that misses inside. It's been a heck of a game for these two players at the top of the Quakes lineup. Both of them making their single-A debuts tonight. Elkins 2 for 3 with a homer and a double. 1-0 pitch, a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. Pitcher's pitch there as Elkins takes it. Elkins with all the red accessories. 1-1 pitch, breaker that just missed outside. Close pitch there and a nice take by Elkins to move ahead 2-1. Runners at first and second with 2 out. Already 5 runs in the inning for the Quakes as they're ahead 9-1. 2-1 pitch from Valdez. Ground ball up the middle and through into center field. Rounding second. The Quakes are going to score another one. Oswaldo Osorio comes home and touches home plate. Jaron Elkins with his second RBI hit of the inning. It's a single this time as the Quakes have moved ahead 10-1. It's an offensive onslaught on opening night for the Quakes. A huge 5th inning. They've scored 6 so far as Eduardo Quintero comes back up for the Quakes. Second time he's hit in the inning. So far tonight, Quintero 1 for 1 with a walk and a sac fly. Now we've got a pitch clock violation against Valdez on the mound. So the last thing he needs when he's struggled to find the zone, Valdez starts this at bat behind 1-0. Runners at first and second with 2 out for the Quakes. First pitch to Quintero misses down. So even though it's the first pitch of the at bat, it's now a 2-0 count after the pitch clock violation got it started. Valdez sets. 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed. Quintero gave a rip at that one, an off-speed pitch that he was out ahead of. Still ahead though, 2-1, as Quintero digs back into the right-handed batter's box. Pitch from Valdez down in the dirt, so it's 3-1 now to Quintero. Eduardo Quintero, a very patient hitter, has done a nice job as a pro with taking his free passes. Was originally signed as a catcher in the 2023 class, but immediately moved out to center field for the Dodgers. 3-1, taken on the outside corner for a strike. So the count is now full, and the runners will be on the move from first and second. Quintero, very good athlete, makes the most of it out in the grass. That's why the Dodgers moved him there instead of playing him at his natural position in catcher. Payoff pitch from Valdez as the runners go, and it misses way outside. An easy take there for Quintero, and he's got his second walk of the night. The bases are loaded once again for the Quakes. And now Yoendry Vargas comes back up. He's already got an RBI single this inning, And before Vargas can step in, the Storm are going to make another pitching change. Their second time going to the bullpen in this bottom of the 5th inning. The Quakes have already scored 6 runs in the frame. They're ahead 10-1. Bases are loaded with 2 outs as the Storm go back to their bullpen once again. We'll introduce the new arm coming in next here on 22 West Radio. Bernard Jose, the new pitcher for Lake Elsinore. He comes on here as the 3rd pitcher in the inning for the Storm, trying to put out the fire. The Quakes still have the bases loaded with 2 out in the frame as Yoendry Vargas steps in. Bernard Jose, the right-handed reliever, standing 5'11", pitched in 9 games for the Storm last year with a 4.5 ERA. Cleanup man for the Quakes in the box. First pitch to Yoendry Vargas, taken outside for ball 1. The Quakes have batted around and then some here in this bottom of the 5th. Vargas up to bat for the 2nd time, had an RBI single his first time up in this inning. Now there's a swing and a miss for Vargas. Actually caught a slight piece of it. Oh, this is going to be a balk. Before the pitch came home, the field umpire Dylan Reeves blows it dead, and the Quakes score another run on a balk from Bernard Jose. All the runners advance 90 feet. Victor Rodriguez comes in to score. So now it's 2nd and 3rd. The foul ball from Vargas does not count, so the count is still 1-0. 11-1 Quakes. Offensive outpouring. Now here's a line drive right at the shortstop. B.Y. Choi does not have to move, and he makes the catch. So Yoendry Vargas with a good piece of barrel on that one, but a line out ends this bottom of the 5th inning. Quakes leave a couple stranded in scoring position, but they score 7 runs in the bottom of the 5th. We're going to the 6th inning, 11-1 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. The Storm coming back up to bat here in the top of the 6th inning. A large mountain to climb for Lake Elsinore. It's the top of the 6th, and it's an 11-1 Quakes lead here on opening night. The Rancho Cucamonga offense has shown up in style. For Lake Elsinore, it's the 4, 5, and 6 spots in the order due up. Pitcher back out on the mound for Rancho Cucamonga is still Yolbron Herder as he delivers strike 1 to begin the inning. Herder worked a 1-2-3 first inning of work. Had 1 strikeout in the frame, and now delivers another one swung on and missed by Barnett. So it's an 0-2 count to the cleanup man, Sean Barnett, for the Lake Elsinore Storm. Barnett, the number 28 prospect in the Padres system, still looking for his first hit tonight as he's 0 for 1 with a walk. 0-2, hard ground ball over towards second. Perez ranges to his left, fields and throws in time. Nice play by Nico Perez, the Quakes second baseman, as he makes it, and now it's 1 out, nobody on for the Storm. 4 straight batters set down for Yolbron Herder out of the bullpen for Rancho Cucamonga. Just continuing his success that he has had so far as a pro. First pitch in for a strike to B.Y. Choi. Now the 0-1, taken again, this time it's low. So 1-1 count to Choi. Herder comes home again. It's a changeup that's grounded over to second. Perez fields easily and throws in time. It's back-to-back groundouts to Nico Perez, score him 4-3, and it's 2 out and nobody on for the Storm. Ryan Wilson comes up now, the right fielder for Lake Elsinore. Wilson 0 for 2 with a strikeout tonight. Herder out of the windup, comes home with strike 1, a fastball in the inside corner. Herder is a 20-year-old right-hander out of Venezuela, signed with the Dodgers as part of the 2022 class. Now misses with a fastball for ball 1. But Herder has had a lot of success as a pro, 28 games entering this season with a 2.63 ERA in his professional career. 1-1 is in for a strike. Another fastball there taken by Wilson. So the count is now 1-2. Herder comes home, a breaking ball that misses outside. This is his 29th professional appearance. 18 of them have been starts. So Herder used to pitching in length. He's in his 2nd inning of work so far tonight. 2-2. Fouled off down the right side. Wilson stays alive. Lake Elsinore only with 2 hits and 1 run so far in the game. It's been a one-sided matchup so far. The Quakes with 11 runs on 8 hits. Another 2-2 pitch from Herder. Fastball that's grounded over towards second. Perez can't get it on a dive, so that one squeaks into right field. A 2-out base knock for Ryan Wilson has the Storm with a 2-out base runner. Good effort there by Nico Perez at second base for the Quakes. Gave full extension as he moved to his left. Almost had an entire inning with groundouts to Perez, but just unable to get to that one. So Wilson is down at first base now. Hollow steps in and takes strike 1. Checked his swing there, but that one catches the zone. Caden Hollow, the first baseman for the Storm, 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. The high-standing left-handed batter takes again, this time low for ball 1. Meza off the bag, hybrid holding on Wilson at first as the pitch comes home and misses in. Meza is playing a couple of steps behind and off the line from the first base bag, standing right off of Wilson's left hip, ready to break to the bag if Herder wants to pick off. Now the 2-1 is fouled back into the netting. Count now 2-2. The Quakes in a slight shift across the infield. Lindsay, the shortstop, not quite behind the second base bag, but a couple of steps over. Same with Vargas at third. Now we've got a timeout called by Hollow. Man on first, 2 outs. Herder looking to finish the frame. 2-2 pitch. Chopped right back above the mound. Herder gives a chop, but can't get it. Lindsay comes in, fields, but lost it before he could get the throw away. Would have been a very tough play either way, as Hollow was busting down the line. Don't think Lindsay would have had a shot at first base, so that will go as an infield single for Caden Hollow. It's back-to-back hits for the Storm here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. Lindsay came all the way in from shortstop and fielded that high chopper on the right side of second base within the infield grass. Had to go a long way to even get there. So now here's Jackson in the box. He fouls off a line drive down the right side for strike 1. Ryan Jackson 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. Herder gives a look at second. Now the 0-1 pitch is a ground ball past Perez into right field. Here comes Elkins. He's going to try home. The runner comes around. The throw, not in time. Rodriguez blocked it and came up with the ball, but then didn't put down a tag. Very awkward play there, as it looked like the throw might have beat the runner home, but Rodriguez didn't put down a tag. He then immediately gave a look out into right field. It was not quite a long hop, as Rodriguez had a body up on it, but still caught it cleanly. An awkward one there, as the Storm plate a run on 3 straight hits here in the top of the 6th. 2 outs and runners at the corners now for Lake Elsinore. Spence Kaufman steps in and takes ball 1. After Yilbron Herder had retired 5 straight batters out of the bullpen, now gives up 3 straight singles with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed. A slider on the outside corner that Kaufman was way out ahead of. So it's a 1-1 count now. Right on right matchup as Herder looks to get out of the inning. Pitch comes home and misses inside. Rodriguez couldn't squeeze it. So the ball squirts back out in front of home plate, but the runners stay put. 2-1 the count to Spence Kaufman. Herder hesitates, now comes home. It's a ground ball into right field. Another hit. That'll plate another one for Lake Elsinore, as the runner from first just moves up to second and is content there. It's 4 straight 2-out singles for the bottom of the Lake Elsinore lineup, as Kaufman comes up with a single into right field. It's now 11-3. Quakes still ahead, but 4 straight singles off of Yilbron Herder. That'll prompt a mound visit here for the Quakes, as the top of the Lake Elsinore lineup is coming up. Kason Wells looking to keep the hit parade alive and try to get the Storm back into this ball game. Mound visit continuing here for the Quakes. Still 11-3, as Lake Elsinore has plated a couple here in the top of the 6th. It was 2 outs and nobody on base for the Storm, but 4 straight singles has brought this game to 11-3. The mound visit breaks now for the Quakes. Kason Wells is stepping in for the Storm. 11-3 game. Herder comes set, looks at second, now comes home, and it's swung on and missed. A puff of dirt as the ball hit the glove of Rodriguez. He then gave a jab and little pump fake out towards second base. A 1 pitch, taken for ball 1. That one just missed off the outside corner. Ryan Jackson, the runner at second. Spence Kaufman, the runner at first for the Storm. 2 outs in the inning. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. A fastball at the top of the zone. Good spot there from Herder. So now he's 1 strike away from escaping the inning. 37 pitches so far for Herder. Now here's the 1-2. Outside, taken by Wells, and the count evens. Wells 0 for 3 tonight for the Storm, making his professional debut, the 16th rounder last year. Left-handed hitter back in the box to face Herder, the righty, on the mound. 2-2. Tapped right in front of home plate. Herder comes in, fields, the pitcher throws down to first, but it gets by Meza. The throw was in the dirt. It bounces down the line. 1 run is in for the Storm. They're going to wave the second around. Here comes Kaufman. The throw is high. It gets behind home plate. It's 2 runs on the throwing error from Herder as Kaufman slides in headfirst safely above the leaping Rodriguez. The throw got by him to the screen. So Wells advances to second base. This has turned into a rough inning now for Yolbron Herder. Had a chance to get out of it. The throw would have beat the runner if it was on the line, but threw it low. Herder has that ball bounce down the right field line. The throwing error plates a couple for Lake Elsinore. 11-5 now the score. It's down to just a 6-run deficit. It's a 4 spot in the inning for Lake Elsinore. Pitch comes home. It's swung on and missed by Zach Evans. Evans is 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. Man on second with 2 out for the Storm. 0-1, taken down and away on a breaking ball. Count evens 1-1. If the Storm were going to keep this a competitive ball game, they needed a response here after the Quakes put up 7 in the bottom of the 5th. They've gotten exactly that. The runner goes, breaking ball misses high, throw down from Rodriguez, not in time at third base. A stolen base there for Kason Wells as he got a great jump off of second. So the runner now at third base for the Storm with 2 outs and a 2-1 count to Zach Evans. Two-one pitch from Herder. Fastball fouled straight back. Evans was right on time but couldn't get it fair, and the count is now 2-2. Quakes infield playing straight up as they look to get out of this inning. 5 straight have reached for the Storm. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, popped foul and out of play. Down the right side, and it gets out of the ballpark, so the count stays 2-2. It's the season opener here at the Epicenter, nickname for Lone Mart Field here in Rancho Cucamonga. 2-2 from Herder. Fly ball out into left. Munoz ranges over towards the corner, giving it a look, and he gets there right on the warning track. Munoz went a long way, lost his hat in the process, but makes a nice catch to finally end the inning. 5 straight reach for the Storm, but they still leave one stranded. A 4 spot in the inning. We're going to the bottom of the 6th, 11-5 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the 6th inning as the Quakes are ahead 11-5 in a nice offensive performance so far for Rancho Cucamonga in the season opener. Here at home, the Quakes looking to win their first game of their final season as the Dodgers single-A affiliate. It's an era wrapping up here as the Quakes have been the Dodger affiliate for a lot of years now. It's the 15th and final season for the Quakes being affiliated with the Dodgers. They're going back to being the Angels affiliate starting in the 2026 season. The franchise itself is moving to stay as the Dodgers affiliate to Ontario, creating a brand new ball club that will be the Dodgers single-A affiliate. But the Quakes name and ballpark will all stay here as the Angels single-A franchise moves down and takes it over. First pitch into Samuel Munoz, misses down. Still Bernard Jose on the mound for Lake Elsinore. Quakes ahead 11-5 as Munoz is leading off the bottom of the 6th. 1-0 pitch taken down and in. Munoz got his back foot out of the way of that one, and the count is 2-0. But in 15 seasons for the Quakes as the Dodgers affiliate, it's been a lot of big names that have come through here, and they're on rehab assignments and just prospects coming up for the Dodgers. 2-0 is a pop fly within the infield. Third baseman Zach Evans is underneath it, camped, and he makes the catch for the first out. But a lot of big names have come through for the Quakes. Guys like Cody Bellinger and Corey Seager, Will Smith. It's a lot of names that have gone on to win World Series trophies for the Dodgers. But the Quakes will no longer be the Dodgers affiliate as they move over to Ontario. It's a brand new ballpark complex being built over there in Ontario to take over the Dodgers single-A affiliate. First pitch misses high to Nico Perez. The club over there in Ontario still has not decided on a name for their franchise. 1-0, taken for a strike. Nice, I saw they had a fan vote going out for it, but has not been officially announced yet. All the social media pages still show Ontario Baseball Club. Opening day here of the 2025 season, they've still got a year to figure it out. 1-1 to Perez, breaking ball fouled straight back. Nico Perez 0 for 3 with a strikeout and a run scored tonight. He reached last time on an error. That's when he scored the run. Part of that 7-run bottom of the 5th inning for Rancho Cucamonga. 1-2 from Jose, breaking ball that's tapped on the ground over to short. Choi ranges to his right, Fields throws on the run, but it's not in time. Nico Perez legs it out. Nice wheels down the first base line there for the Quakes second baseman, and he's got himself an infield single. Man on first with 1 out now in the inning for the Quakes. Good effort by B.Y. Choi at shortstop. It was going to be a tough play, but Perez just beats it by a step. Now Jose Meza comes up for Rancho Cucamonga. He's 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Another right-on-right matchup for Bernard Jose. First pitch, a breaking ball that finds at the zone for strike 1. For the Quakes, going back to the Angels affiliate, some history for them. They were the Angels affiliate before they became the Dodgers affiliate 15 years ago. 0-1 pitch, down and in, and it gets away from the catcher King. Perez moves up to second. See how that one is scored. It looked like it got there in the air, but King could not handle it. So it's a 1-1 count now to Meza as Perez moves up into scoring position with 1 out. But the Quakes were the Angels affiliate once upon a time. Mike Trout played here in Rancho Cucamonga as he came up and made his way to the big leagues. He was right near the end of the Quakes' first Angels tenure. 1-1, a ground ball over to short. Choi fields this one in rhythm this time. He throws to first to get Meza. Perez advanced to third base on the ground out. So now it's 2 outs and a man on third for the Quakes. This Rancho Cucamonga franchise has a lot of history, one of the longest tenured teams in this California league. The franchise has existed since 1966. Oswaldo Osorio steps into the box and takes ball 1. They became the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes and built this ballpark for the 1993 season. They've remained at the epicenter with the Quakes name ever since. 1-0 pitch taken inside. Osorio jumped back out of the way of that one. It's a man on third with 2 outs in the inning. Oswaldo Osorio in the box, the left-handed hitting DH for the Quakes. Osorio 0 for 1, but has reached twice tonight. A walk and a hit by pitch. 2-0, taken again. This time it catches the outside corner for strike 1. 11-5 Quakes here in the bottom of the 6th. Been a good offensive showing so far on opening night for Rancho Cucamonga. 2-1, taken off the outside corner. Osorio not on the Dodgers top 30 prospect list according to MLB Pipeline, but preseason 2024, Osorio found himself in the teens of the Fangraphs top 30 Dodgers prospects list. 3-1, taken down, and it gets by King. Here comes Nico Perez. It's another run for the Quakes. And a wild pitch from Jose on the mound. Pitch also makes it ball 4 and a walk for Oswaldo Osorio, his second free pass of the night. So the Quakes score another run, move ahead 12-5, and they'll have a man on first with 2 outs in the inning. Osorio down at first as Victor Rodriguez, the Rancho Cucamonga catcher, steps into the right-handed box. Bernard Jose, the righty on the mound, comes downhill and misses high for ball 1. Rodriguez 0 for 2 with a walk. That walk came with the bases loaded, so he's got a run driven in tonight. 1-0, high fly ball out into left. Kaufman ranges over towards the corner. He dives and it deflects off of him. It's down for a hit. Osorio will round third and score easily. Rodriguez is trying for a triple. Here he comes. The relay throw gets away. He slides in with a triple. An RBI 3-bagger for Victor Rodriguez. The number 9 hitter in the Rancho Cucamonga order has plated another run. It's now 13-5 Quakes after the RBI triple from Victor Rodriguez here in the bottom of the 6th. The Quakes continue their offensive onslaught. And now that brings up the top of the order. Kellen Lindsay steps in with an 8-run lead back secured for the Quakes. First pitch to Lindsay, a cutter that catches the top of the zone. It is officially scored a triple for Victor Rodriguez. The relay throw got away from Choi, the cutoff man. 0-1 pitch taken outside by Lindsay. Was going to be a close play at third as Rodriguez slid in safely. Didn't have a throw there after the relay got away. 1-1 to Kellen Lindsay. Pop fly down the right side, ranging in Wilson, the right fielder, but it's the second baseman Jackson who calls it off and makes the catch. Had to go a long way. Not an easy play there for Ryan Jackson, but he makes it anyway. And that retires the side. Bottom of the 6th, Rancho Cucamonga scores 2 more. So we're going to the 7th inning, 13-5 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Quakes lost some big names from their lineup with some top prospects moving their way up to high A within the Dodgers system, but you would not know it with the offense's performance tonight. 13 runs through 6 innings for the Quakes as they take a 13-5 lead into the 7th inning. Still Yulbron Herder on the mound for Rancho Cucamonga. For the Storm, it's the middle of the order, 3, 4, and 5 due up as they try to fight their way back into this game. First pitch to Lamar King, catches the outside corner for strike 1. Herder entering his 3rd inning of work. He's thrown 47 pitches. The 0-1 is popped out into right field, playable for Jerron Elkins. He barely has to move, and he's there to make the catch for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the Storm cleanup man, Sean Barnett, 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Quick out number 1 for Yulbron Herder. First pitch tapped foul. Herder retired 5 straight Storm batters coming out of the bullpen, but then last inning, 5 in a row reached against him after he had 2 outs and nobody on. Now Barnett checks his swing, and the appeal late. He did not go around. 1-1 count to Sean Barnett, the Lake Elsinore cleanup man. Pitch comes home, a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Barnett is a two-way player for the Padres organization. He was drafted last year in the 11th round. 1-2 from Herder, breaking ball, tapped foul behind home plate. Barnett has not yet pitched in an official game as a pro. The 1-2 popped out of his hand on a breaking ball, gets to the backstop for ball 2. But Barnett, after not pitching during the regular season in his draft year, still went down to Arizona and threw a little bit in front of the Padre organization and impressed some scouts. 2-2, a fastball froze him. It's in there for strike 3. Yulbron Herder picks up his 2nd strikeout as Barnett goes down looking. Now 2 outs, nobody on for the Storm. B.Y. Choi comes in now, the shortstop and left-handed hitter. First pitch, a changeup that floats outside for ball 1. (1-0) taken. Rodriguez tried to frame that one, but doesn't get the call. Just missed down and in. The count is 2-0 to Choi. The Storm shortstop 1 for 3 tonight. As the 2-0 pitch is fouled back. Count now 2-1. It's 13-5 Quakes. Good start to the season for Rancho Cucamonga, at least to this point. 2 outs, nobody on for the Storm in the top of the 7th. Pitch taken outside. This count is now 3-1. Herder, through his 2 2/3 innings of work, has not yet issued a walk. 3-1, big rip and a miss. Actually tipped it into the glove. So the count is now full to Choi. He calls his timeout, steps out to regather himself. Herder, through 2 2/3, has allowed 4 hits and 4 runs, 2 of them earned. Looking to make it through a 1-2-3 inning here. Full count to Choi. Payoff pitch from Herder. Misses just outside. Good take there from Choi as he draws a walk. It's a 2-out base runner now for the Storm. Now, looks like this might be a pitching change for Rancho Cucamonga. John Shoemaker, the manager, comes out, and indeed, he's going to go to the bullpen. So Yulbron Herder, unable to make it through his 3rd inning of work, issued a 2-out walk to B.Y. Choi, and that's going to do it for his outing. Herder exits with 60 pitches even in 2 2/3, The runner on first is his responsibility as the Quakes go to the bullpen. We'll introduce the new Rancho Cucamonga arm coming up next here on 22 West Radio. The new pitcher in for the Quakes here is a left-handed reliever, Cody Morse. Morse is making his professional debut after being taken in the 12th round of last year's draft. Cody Morse brings back a lot of familiar memories as a 6'6" left-hander taken somewhat late in the draft out of junior college. Very similar story to Ronan Kopp, the Dodger prospect who's now at AA Tulsa. He's had a pretty good career so far, trying to make his way up to the big leagues as a left-handed reliever. Cody Morse comes on here to make his professional debut. Morse was taken out of Weatherford Junior College in Texas last summer. So he's making his first appearance as a Quake here with a man on first and 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Ryan Wilson steps into the box and takes ball 1. Fastball at 94 was yanked down in the dirt, but Rodriguez blocked it. Last year for Morse, in 49 2/3 innings at the junior college level, he posted a 3.08 ERA with 53 strikeouts as he split time as a reliever and a starter. 1-0. Ground ball over towards third. Vargas makes the play and tosses over to second. An underhand gets to Perez at the bag, and that retires the side. The fans here at the epicenter will stretch now as we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning. 13-5 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. New pitcher coming into the game for the Storm is Johan Moreno. He's a returner for Lake Elsinore. Pitched in 17 games a season ago. 5 of them starts with a 5.62 ERA. So he comes on here for the Storm for his first appearance of the 2025 season. It's 13-5 Quakes, as Moreno will look to stop the bleeding and at least keep the score where it is. For the Quakes, it's the 2, 3, and 4 spots due up in the order, starting with Jerron Elkins. Been a heck of a Quakes debut so far for Elkins. He's 3 for 4 with a home run and a double. So Elkins looking to keep his hot night at the plate alive. First pitch from Moreno out of the windup, swung on and missed by Elkins. 93-mile-an-hour fastball there that Elkins didn't catch up to. The right-handed hitting right fielder for the Quakes digs back in. Hard ground ball up the middle, stabbed by the second baseman Jackson. His throw, though, not a chance. Takes about 5 bounces over to first base, and Jerron Elkins legs it out for an infield single. It was a nice effort by Ryan Jackson to even get to that ball up the middle, but a hard ground ball turns into an infield single, and Jerron Elkins has his 4th hit of the night. What a Quakes debut it's been for Elkins. And now, as we've said with a lot of these guys in the Quakes order, Elkins, a threat to run, has a lot of speed over there at first base. Depends on who you ask, but he's been given 60 or 70 grades, and they're not holding him on. As Quintero takes strike 1, Elkins stays put. Man on first with nobody out. First baseman Caden Hollow playing behind Elkins. Awkward look over there. Now the 0-1 pitch, Elkins stays home again, and it's taken upstairs. Interesting that Elkins has not run on either of these first 2 pitches. The first baseman Hollow way off the bag, not even thinking about holding him on. 1-1, Elkins stays home again, and it's taken down in the dirt for ball 2. Jerron Elkins, a guy who's very much comfortable stealing bases. He swiped 20 in 57 games at the rookie level last year. 2-1 pitch, Elkins stays home, and it's taken for a strike. A breaking ball in the outside corner evens the count at 2-2 to Eduardo Quintero. Quintero has reached every time tonight. Or no, check that. He's 1 for 1, a sac fly. He had his first time up. 1 for 1 with a couple of walks, though. 2-2 pitch. Hard line drive into right field. A base hit for Quintero as Elkins will hold up at second base. It's now first and second with nobody out in the inning for the Quakes. Eduardo Quintero coming off of a lackluster single-A debut last year. He came up after an excellent season at the rookie ball level. Quintero was promoted to single-A as an 18-year-old. Had a couple of struggles. Batted only 196. But it's a heck of a night here as he's batted in the 3 spot. Quintero now 2 for 2 with a couple of walks and a sac fly. Yoandry Vargas steps into the right-handed box now. First and second, nobody out. Pitch comes home and misses up and in on a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Vargas 2 for 4 tonight. 3 runs driven in his single-A debut. Chance to add to that total here. 1-0. Big rip and a miss. Vargas couldn't catch up to a fastball at the top of the zone there. A lot of power in the bat of Yoandry Vargas. He's ranked as the number 12 prospect in the Dodgers system by MLB Pipeline. They give him a 55 grade on his power, 50 being average. Next one, another fastball up and in. Vargas ducks out of the way of it, and the count is now 2-1. Vargas playing third base tonight. Has mostly played shortstop coming up through the Dodgers system. He's got an absolute cannon of an arm from the left side of the infield. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball that caught the inside corner. Front door there in a nice location. So Moreno delivers a strike, and the count evens 2-2. First and second, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. A slider on the outside corner this time that Vargas waves at. His second strikeout of the night. It's the first out of the inning. Quakes still with runners on first and second. It's the first out recorded by Johan Moreno. Had given up back-to-back hits to start his time on the mound. Now Samuel Munoz steps in for the Quakes. The left-handed hitting left fielder takes strike 1. On a night that has been excellent for everybody, nearly everybody in the Quakes order, Munoz 0 for 4 with a strikeout. He's the only Quake that has not reached. 0-1, swung on and missed. Was out ahead of a changeup that time, and Munoz is in an 0-2 hole. Moreno trying to put him away. Runners on first and second with 1 out. 0-2 pitch, taken outside. Tried to double up on the changeup, but Munoz checked his swing. It is only a 2-man umpiring crew tonight. Patrick McMorris behind the plate and Dylan Reeves in the field. So those check swings have been awkward when there's been runners on base. 1-2, swung on and missed. Tripled up on the changeup, and Munoz chased that one down below the knees. 0 for 5 now for Munoz as he heads back to the dugout. Back-to-back punch-outs for Moreno on the mound. Keeps the runners put at first and second. Bottom of the 7th as the Quakes are ahead 13-5. Nico Perez steps up now. First pitch, a fastball that's in there for strike 1. The right-handed hitting second baseman for the Quakes tonight, 1 for 4. Has scored a couple of runs. Oh, 1 pitch, taken down in the dirt. Nice block by Lamar King. Count now 1-1. 1-1 count to Nico Perez. Pitch comes home. It's fouled straight back. Makes the count 1-2. The Quakes have scored 9 runs across their last 2 innings, trying to prevent their first 0 being put up since the 4th. Runners at first and second with 2 out. 1-2 pitch to Perez. A breaking ball that popped out of the hand and hit him right in the back. It deflected off of Perez to the backstop, so the ball is dead. Runners will advance 90 feet as Perez goes down to first. The base is now loaded for the Quakes. He's A-OK as that ball didn't catch him very flush. But the bases are now loaded with 2 outs for the Quakes. Jose Meza coming up to the plate. Meza, the right-handed hitting first baseman, steps in here at 1 for 3 with a walk tonight. His 1 hit was a single. First pitch, a breaking ball that's in for a strike. Moreno with 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the bases are loaded on a couple of singles and a hit by pitch. 0-1. Fastball that's popped foul and out of play down the right side. Meza's in an 0-2 hole. Moreno trying to work out of the jam and keep the score where it is, but Meza calls time before the 0-2 pitch can come home. Solid speed on the bases for the Quakes. Elkins, the runner at third, Quintero at second, and Perez at first. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball misses down and away. Nice take by Meza on a good pitcher's pitch from Moreno. One, two, popped out of his hand again. Meza ducks out of the way of it. It's a breaking ball that sails up and in, went right over the top of Meza as he ducked down. So the count is now 2-2. Bases loaded, 2 out. Tapper on the ground over towards third, but it gets foul. So we'll do the 2-2 again. Meza looking for his second hit tonight. The bases are juiced. Moreno gives an exhale. And 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses high. Meza lays off of it. That one popped out of the hand again. Seen that happen a few times in this inning for Moreno. But the count is now full. The runners will be on the move. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th for the Quakes. 13-5 already and looking to add. Payoff pitch from Moreno. Spiked a fastball. That'll bring home another run for the Quakes on a bases-loaded walk. Meza will head down to first with an RBI base walk. So a free pass for Meza as an RBI to his line. Jerron Elkins comes in to score, and the Quakes are now ahead 14-5. And now a slow walk out to the mound for Brian Burris, the head coach of the Storm. Still haven't seen him give the signal down to the bullpen. Bases are loaded here for the Quakes. They're talking it out. Moreno might be able to talk his way into staying in this game, despite the head coach going out there in Burris. And now they are going to make a pitching change. So after a discussion with Moreno on the mound, the Storm are going to go to the bullpen. Moreno heads off with all 3 runners being his responsibility. It's 14-5 Quakes as Lake Elsinore is going to another reliever. We'll be right back to introduce him here on 22 West Radio. The new man on the mound for Lake Elsinore is the right-handed reliever Vicarte Domingo. He's making his professional debut here. Was drafted in the 19th round last year. Went to British Columbia in college. Was born in Vancouver, British Columbia. First pitch floats outside for ball 1 to Oswaldo Osorio. The bases are still loaded with 2 out in the inning for the Quakes. They've added 1 so far in this bottom of the 7th. So they're ahead 14-5. Been a great night offensively for Rancho Cucamonga to open the season. 1-0 pitch, down and away, taken again. Osorio's ahead 2-0. Although Oswaldo Osorio does not have a hit yet tonight, he's reached 3 times, a couple of walks and a hit by pitch for the Quakes DH. Right on left matchup, Domingo sets at the belt. 2-0 pitch is flied out into left field, ranging over Kaufman towards the line. It gets down but foul. Kaufman not able to get underneath that one, so it lands for a strike. Now Oswaldo Osorio will walk back to home plate with a 2-1 count. The Quakes have scored 1 so far in the inning on a bases-loaded walk from Jose Meza. All the runners on base are the responsibility of Johan Moreno. 2-1 pitch taken inside. Osorio bounces out of the way of it, and the count is now 3-1. Domingo toes the rubber again. Tough spot to make his professional debut. Comes in with the bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. Taken outside. Oswaldo Osorio draws a 5-pitch walk, and that forces in another run. The Quakes now up to a 10-run lead, 15-5 the score. Oswaldo Osorio has his second RBI of the night, despite not having put a ball in play. He's 0 for 1 with 3 walks, a hit by pitch, and a strikeout. Osorio has had 2 of those free passes come with the bases loaded. First pitch to Victor Rodriguez, taken outside for ball 1. It's been a trend tonight for the Storm. Their guys have struggled to throw strikes. It's 9 walks and 2 hit by pitches. So we're midway through the bottom of the 7th inning for the Storm pitching staff. 1-0 from Moreno. Fly ball out into the left center gap, ranging over Wells towards the track, and he's there to make the catch. Decent ride on that one from Victor Rodriguez, but it's a long out, number 3. The Quakes leave them loaded, but still plate 2 more in the bottom of the 7th. We're going to the 8th inning, 15-5 Quakes here on 22 West Radio. Cody Moore still on the mound for the Quakes after he entered in relief in the top of the 7th inning. He's out to begin the 8th as a clean slate for his first full inning of work. Cody Morse making his professional debut tonight as the Quakes have a 15-5 lead entering the top of the 8th inning. Morse was taken in the 12th round last year out of Weatherford Junior College in Texas, signed for just shy of $150,000. So he's getting his Dodger career underway here with the Quakes tonight. Bottom third of the order due up for Lake Elsinore, starting with Caden Hollow, the left-handed hitting first baseman. So it's a left-on-left matchup to get the 8th inning underway. First pitch misses low for ball 1. Cody Morse wearing the high socks. Huge frame out there at 6'6". Out of the windup, he comes home and delivers a strike. Count now 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball spins onto the outside corner. Filthy slider there from Morse. He's listed at 6'6", 210. Now we've got timeout called by the batter, Hollow. Hollow is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored tonight. Tough matchup here for him. 1-2 taken just inside. A fastball there for Morse. That one blew by at 94. 2-2 pitch. Slider outside. So the count is now full. Payoff pitch to Hollow. Breaking ball swung on and missed. A filthy slider there at 77 miles an hour from Cody Morse, and he's got his first professional strikeout. 1 out, nobody on for the Storm. That'll bring up Ryan Jackson, the second baseman for Lake Elsinore. First pitch into him, catches the zone for strike 1. Fastball at 93 from Morse. Working quickly, the 0-1 misses outside with another heater. Morse is only the third pitcher of the night for Rancho Cucamonga. Now we've got a timeout called. Looks like the rosin bag has worked its way out of the back of the mound, so the home plate umpire, Patrick McMorris, steps out and tells Morse to get it back behind the hill. 1-1 pitch, hard line drive out into right. Elkins ranges in a couple of steps and makes the catch. Teron Elkins puts it away for out number 2. Still nobody on for the Storm. The starter tonight for the Quakes, Hyun-Sok Jang, went 4 innings, allowed 2 hits and 1 earned run. 4 walks and 4 strikeouts for Jang. The command wasn't quite sharp, but still a good outing. First pitch from Morse misses to Spence Kaufman. After Jang exited, the Quakes went to the bullpen and turned to Yolbron Herther. 1-0 taken outside. Herther went 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits and 4 runs, 3 of them earned against him. Now Morse is through 1 full inning, yet to allow a base runner. 2-0 pitch, a slider that spins in for a strike. That's a good one there from Morse. That slider has looked good in this inning. Froze Kaufman for a called strike. 2-1, went back to the fastball and missed high. It's a big speed differential between the fastball and the slider for Morse. Somewhere in the range of 13 to 15 miles an hour. 3-1, taken down and in the dirt. So Spence Kaufman, the number 9 hitter for the Storm, has drawn a 2-out walk. It's an interesting release point for Cody Morse on the mound. Comes out of a low 3/4 slot. Have to imagine that it's pretty tough, especially for left-handed batters, as he's standing 6'6". Awkward release point. First pitch swung on and missed by the leadoff man, Cason Wells. It's a left-on-left matchup now, second of the frame. The first time, Caden Hollow was a left-handed hitter, and he went down on strikes. 0-1, taken just outside. It's a fastball there from Morse at 91. Cason Wells is making his professional debut tonight, similarly to the man on the mound. 1-1, a slider taken outside. Wells is 1 for 4 with a run driven in and a stolen base. Man at first with 2 outs in the inning. The Quakes not holding on the runner. He stays put, and it's swung on and missed by Wells. Meza is playing pretty regular depth as the first baseman. Has his weight shifted towards the bag as if to show he can break if he wants to. But not a lot of pressure for the runner Kaufman over there. 2-2 pitch, slider bends outside. The runner stays put, and the count is now full. So Kaufman will get to move on this next pitch. Full count. Cody Morse sets at the belt. The payoff pitch comes home and misses just outside on a fastball. Nice take from Cason Wells, and it's back-to-back walks for the Storm. Now runners at first and second with 2 out here in the top of the 8th. 15-5 Quakes is the score. As now Zach Evans steps in. Another guy making his professional debut tonight. Evans was a 9th-round pick by the Padres in last year's draft. Now timeout called. Morse was coming home and released the pitch. The pitch does not count there, though. It buzzed inside on Evans. He had to kind of turn out of the way of it. So he gives a little glare out towards the mound. And now John Shoemaker, the Quakes manager, is going to come out of the dugout and have a brief word with Patrick McMorris, the home plate umpire. It was a late timeout given there. But the pitch does not count, so still a fresh at-bat for Zach Evans. Evans is 0 for 4 with a couple of punch-outs tonight. Morse comes home, and it's swung on and missed. Last pitch registered at 89. Might have been a little change up there, or just a slower fastball. Tough to tell as it had the arm side run. Next one, Morse fell off the mound and missed low. That pivot foot went out on him there. It's a lot of length falling down the mound as he was able to stay on his feet. 1-1 pitch. Fly ball down the right field line. It'll get out of play. So the count now 1-2 to Evans. Nice snag over there by a fan in the top corner of the stands. Seated pretty much by themselves, but a nice catch on the foul ball. 1-2. Fastball yanked in and it hit Evans right on the leg. So he's hopping around in some pain. Cody Morse yanked a 1-2 fastball and it hits Zachary Evans. So 3 straight have reached with 2 outs here for Lake Elsinore. A couple of walks and a hit batter. And now the Quakes will have a mound visit as they try to settle down Cody Morse. The Lake Elsinore trainer has come out of the dugout to make sure that the batter, Zach Evans, is okay after he got hit by that last one. The athletic trainer for the Storm is Yuki Matsuzawa. So he met Zach Evans down at first base and is having a brief talk. The Quakes with a mound visit. There's 2 pitching coaches for the Quakes this year. Brandon Bailey and Ramon Troncoso. Troncoso, a former Dodger pitcher. Troncoso is the only returning coach to this ball club this year for the Quakes. He's in his 5th season along with the manager, John Shoemaker. Shoemaker wears a C on his jersey, signifies his place as the captain of Dodgers player development. First pitch from Morse into the marking, misses down. But John Shoemaker in his 49th year in the Dodger organization, 45th as a coach or manager. Those numbers coming from True Blue LA's Eric Steven in an article. Broke down John Shoemaker's long career. Now the pitch from Morse misses up and away, so it's a 2-0 count to King. Shoemaker has made managerial stops in Vero Beach, San Antonio, Port St. Lucie, Yakima, Great Falls, Savannah, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Great Lakes. Pitch comes home. It's a fly ball out into center field. Quintero ranges back to the track in front of the wall. He gives a leap, but it's out of here. A grand slam for Lamar King. Empties the bases. And the Storm, with a big swing right there, have put 4 runs on the board. Lamar King with the first home run of the Lake Elsinore season. And it's a big one. Grand slam for Lake Elsinore. Cuts the lead down to 15-9. Quakes still ahead by 6. It was a middle pitch there from Morse on the mound. King turned it right around dead center. Quintero ranged back to the wall and gave a leap, but could not rob the home run. So tough turn for Cody Morse after he had retired 3 straight batters out of the bullpen. Walks a couple and hits one, then gives up a grand slam to Lamar King. And that's going to do it for Cody Morse. John Shoemaker comes out to the mound to make the pitching change. Continue the discussion about Shoemaker. That was a long list of teams that he's managed that was already being given during the Grand Slam, but didn't even finish the list. You go from, I think I left off at Great Lakes. So After Vero Beach, I'll just restart the list because this is getting confusing at this point. Vero Beach, San Antonio, Port St. Lucie, Yakima, Great Falls, Savannah, Jacksonville, Las Vegas, Great Lakes, Glendale, Ogden, Midland, and now Rancho Cucamonga. It's a long track of 14 different teams that John Shoemaker has managed during his time as a coach in the Dodger organization. Now he's in his 5th season, setting a new franchise record as the 5th straight year as the manager for the Quakes. First time anybody's done that. Shoemaker has the C on his jersey to signify his status as the captain of Dodgers player development. Highly respected guy in the organization and by his players. In that article about the coaching staff for the Dodger organization, the different coaches around the minor leagues, True Blue LA interviewed Cam Decker, who was a player last year for the Quakes, moved up to High A to begin this season, but Cam Decker, talking about John Shoemaker, said, if I could play for anybody, it would be him. He just motivates you. He never asks you to do anything you wouldn't do yourself. He just lives and breathes baseball, and that's somebody you want to play for and be around. You can tell over at Camelback Ranch, John Shoemaker is instrumental in all of the drills that they run on the backfields, the minor league side, and when I've been over there and watched the operation happening, can tell that Shoemaker is respected by everybody out there, and he's one of the main guys running the show. So Rancho Cucamonga makes a pitching change here with the bases empty and 2 outs following the grand slam from Lamar King. The new pitcher coming into the game for the Quakes is Marco Corcho. Corcho, as 6'2", right-handed reliever, was signed as part of the 2022 international free agent class out of Colombia. Spent time with the Arizona Complex League Dodgers and the Quakes last season. So Corcho enters out of the bullpen to face the cleanup man Sean Barnett for Lake Elsinore. Barnett 0 for 3 with a walk and a couple of strikeouts tonight. First pitch bounces in. Rodriguez scoops it, but goes for ball 1. Marco Corcho, a 19-year-old reliever. Last season in 7 games with the Quakes, had a 6.10 ERA as the slider misses outside. He had better success, though, in the Arizona Complex League. That's what got him that promotion during his age 19 season it was last year. He's turning 20 in May. 2-0. Catches the outside corner this time. First strike from Corcho. But for the Arizona Complex League Dodgers, Corcho pitched in 14 games, had a 2.7 ERA. 2-1 pitch. Comes home. It's fouled right over into the Storm dugout. A hard ground ball that got in there and rattled around. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball there from Corcho that was fought off by Barnett. And the count is now 2-2. The pitch, breaking ball popped out of the hand and missed high, and the count is now full to Barnett. Barnett, the two-way player on this Lake Elsinore roster, getting a chance to DH at least partially to start this season, but he'll get his looks as a pitcher this year as well. Full count pitch, swung on and missed. The helmet pops off of Barnett, but it's a strikeout for Corcho coming out of the bullpen, and that retires the side here in the top of the 8th. It is 4 runs, though, for the Storm on a grand slam from Lamar King. Big swing there. Makes it 15-9. Quakes still ahead as we move to the bottom of the 8th here on 22 West Radio. Bottom of the 8th inning, Quakes ahead 15-9 over the Lake Elsinore Storm. The Dodgers have a tradition of winning throughout their entire organization, and as the Major League team won the World Series last year, the Dodger minor league affiliates combined for a .517 winning percentage, the 11th best in baseball. The Dodger farm system, that was their ninth straight winning season. They're a combined .543 winning percentage since their last losing season in 2013. So this Dodger organization is taught to win top to bottom. The Arizona Complex League Dodgers won the Arizona Complex League last year. So a bunch of these guys in this Quakes lineup were on that team, including Eduardo Quintero, Yoendry Vargas, and others. First pitch taken by Kellen Lindsay. It's top of the order for the Quakes due up here in the bottom of the 8th. Lindsay, the first-round pick of the Dodgers last year in his professional debut tonight, has looked the part. Slider in there for a strike. Lindsay 1 for 3 with a double and a walk, has also driven in a run. One pitch, taken for strike 2. Fastball there. Vicarte Domingo still on the mound for Lake Elsinore. Entered to finish off the bottom of the 7th inning and now heads to the mound to start the 8th. 1-2 pitch, slider just outside, taken by Lindsay. Kellen Lindsay, a guy who has drawn a lot of comparisons to Trey Turner at this point in his career, got the blazing speed and the power that you hope will get added to as he adds strength. 2-2 tapped on the ground down the third baseline and foul. Lindsay is given an 80 grade as a runner by MLB Pipeline. That's the top of the 2080 scale, as good as you can get. So Lindsay is truly a burner. 2-2 taken outside. It's the second straight year that the Dodgers' first pick in the draft has gone to a guy with a lot of wheels. Kendall George was the first round pick in 2023. He spent last season with the Quakes and showed off those blazing speed. Full count pitch to Lindsay, taken on the outside corner for strike 3. Lindsay rung up on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, so he'll head back to the dugout, 1 out and nobody on for the Quakes. It's the first strikeout of the game for Vicarte Domingo. That also goes for his first professional strikeout. And now here's Jerron Elkins, certainly the MVP of the game so far for the Quakes. Elkins takes down for ball 1. Elkins was an 8th round pick in 2023 out of high school in Tennessee. Didn't have a ton of attention on him as a baseball player, as the 1-0 is taken for a strike. That was partially because he was a two-way guy in high school. Not two-way on the baseball diamond, but two-way as an athlete. Was an all-area running back in Tennessee. You can see it in his athleticism. He's strong as an ox and has a lot of wheels too. This one's fouled off of himself. Ball bounces off his front leg and goes for strike number 2. Elkins turned some heads in the Arizona Complex League last year with his combo of power and speed. It's as good as anybody in the Dodgers system. 1-2 taken down for ball 2. But Elkins last year, as part of that Arizona Complex League team that wound up winning the ACL, he had an .869 OPS, 5 home runs, and 20 stolen bases in 57 games. 2-2, time is called before it comes home. It's a pitch clock violation. It goes against the man on the mound. In flagrant disagreement, Domingo doesn't like the call as he was already in his windup, but now the count is full to Jerron Elkins. Elkins also praised for his ability with the glove. He's in right field tonight, but a true center field quality defender. Payoff pitch, misses outside. So Jerron Elkins has reached again his first walk of the night as he's 4 for 5 with a home run and a double. Heck of a night for Jerron Elkins to begin his single-A tenure. If he continues performing like this, he might not be here too long. Of course, there is a bit of a roster jam for the Dodgers in the outfield. A lot of talented prospects in the outfield right now in these lower minor leagues. Eduardo Quintero is one of them as he steps in and takes strike one. That might be the only thing that held Elkins from making his single-A debut last year. It's the crop of players that are now in the outfield for Great Lakes. Josue De Paula, Zahir Hope. It's a really talented group up there. Kendall George also up in Great Lakes now. 0-1 taken for strike two by Quintero. Quintero 2 for 2 with 2 walks and a sac fly. And a nice game for him as he got the start in the 3 spot in the batting order. Oh, 2 from Domingo, taken down and away. Quintero is ranked as the number 9 prospect in the Dodger system by MLB Pipeline. One, 2, fouled off into the netting. Quintero had an incredible professional debut the year he was signed in 2023 down in the Dominican Summer League. Quintero batted .359. Was an absolute star down there. Had as good of a season that summer as anybody in the DSL. That DSL Dodgers team won the championship, and Quintero went to Arizona and won the championship there as well last year. 2-2 the count now as he takes one outside. So Quintero's already done quite a bit of winning. The 19-year-old isn't set to turn 20 until September, so he's only in his 19-year-old season. Getting the start in center field and batting third on opening day for the Quakes. 2-2, taken inside, count now full. Quintero backed up that performance his first summer as a pro with a really good campaign in Arizona last year. Batted .330 with a .908 OPS, 29 stolen bases in 56 games in Arizona last year. Full count pitch fouled back. It was a performance good enough that Quintero got the bump to single-A as an 18-year-old, but scuffled a bit. 27 games for the Quakes last year. He batted only .196. Good start to the season tonight, though, for him. Another payoff pitch is fouled off again. Jaron Elkins, the runner, down at first. He's being held on traditionally this time. Last time Elkins was on, he was not really being held on, but did not run anyway. Another full count pitch to Quintero, misses outside. So a heck of an at-bat by Eduardo Quintero. He draws his 3rd walk of the night, really showing off the talent as he's reached 5 times. Same thing as Elkins. Both these base runners for the Quakes have reached 5 times apiece. It's been a great night for the Rancho Cucamonga offense here on opening night. Andre Vargas coming in now, the cleanup man for Rancho Cucamonga. Vargas 2 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts, but 3 runs driven in tonight. First pitch to him, taken for strike 1. Vargas gives a little head nod as he did not love the call, but doesn't really show full disagreement with it either. It's a fastball at the top of the zone. 0-1. Taken again, same location. Vargas gives the same head tilt, and the count's 0-2. Same thing as Quintero. Vargas will not turn 20 until late this year. As the 0-2 is taken right down Broadway for strike 3. Vargas goes down looking at 3 straight, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So for Vargas, he's got a couple of hits tonight, but a hat trick here in his single-A debut. 3 runs driven in, though, so certainly not an all-around bad game. 2 for 6 on the line. Samuel Munoz could use a good at-bat here, though. He's 0 for 5. He takes ball 1 to begin the plate appearance. Munoz, the only Quake who has not reached tonight. 7 of the 9 batters in the Quakes order have a hit. Oswaldo Osorio, no hits for him, but 3 walks and a hit by pitch. 1-0 in there for a strike. Fastball on the outside corner. Samuel Munoz has had the top prospect pedigree before, but has lost it a bit now after a tough first season in single A last year. Batted .229 across 90 games. Now he gives a line drive. That'll get down for a base hit into left field. Rounding third, here comes Elkins, and he's in standing up. An RBI single for Samuel Munoz gets him on the board tonight and puts the Quakes ahead 16-5. Good piece of hitting right there from Munoz. Fastball on the outer part goes right with it to left field. So Munoz with an RBI single, as now officially all 9 batters in the Quakes order have reached safely tonight. 16-9 the score. It's a 7-run lead for Rancho Cucamonga. Now we've got a mound visit for Lake Elsinore. Nico Perez will be the man coming up for Rancho Cucamonga. Perez 1 for 4 with a hit by pitch tonight. He scored a couple of runs. Has reached 3 times with the hit by pitch, and he also reached via an error. Domingo will stay on the mound for Lake Elsinore as the mound visit breaks. And Nico Perez, the right-handed hitting second baseman, can dig in. First and second with 2 out in the inning. First pitch swung on and missed. A fastball up and in. And on the backswing, looks like Perez might have caught a piece of Lamar King behind the dish. So he gives a little apology as the home plate umpire, Patrick McMorris, walks out in front of home plate to throw the ball back to the mound and give King a second to reset. 0-1 pitch from Domingo, swung on and missed again. Nico Perez, a slick fielding second baseman, played well on the defensive side tonight. 0-2, swung on and missed. 3 straight fastballs powered by him for a strikeout. Domingo with his 3rd punch out of the game, but the Quakes plate another in the bottom of the 8th. It's 4 straight frames that Rancho Cucamonga has added to their total, and now we're going to the 9th. 19-6, or 16-9, excuse me. Quakes ahead by 7 as they've got 3 outs to get here on 22 West Radio. Marco Corcho still out on the mound for the Quakes as he looks to close this game out. It's a 16-9 lead for Rancho Cucamonga as we enter the 9th inning. 3 outs to get for the Quakes to secure an opening night victory. This is a 3-game series to open the season for the Quakes. They'll play against Lake Elsinore the next 2 nights. There's a pretty cool giveaway tomorrow night for the Quakes. They've got replica Quakes jerseys that have a gold trim around them, meant to replicate the Dodgers World Series commemorative jerseys, but in Quakes form. So pretty cool giveaway there tomorrow night for the Quakes. After that, Rancho Cucamonga will head on the road to Stockton for their first full 6-game series of the year. So with Marco Corcho back out on the mound, he entered in relief and struck out the only batter he faced in the bottom of the 8th, or in the top of the 8th, excuse me. For Lake Elsinore, as they look to put together a rally here in the 9th inning, it's the 5, 6, and 7 spots in the order due up. B.Y. Choi, the shortstop, digs in to start this top of the 9th. 3 outs to get for the Quakes to secure a win. First pitch misses down and in. It's been a great performance tonight for the Quakes offense. 13 hits as a team, and as an offense, they've also drawn 11 walks. So just nonstop traffic for the Quakes tonight. Next one just misses again and went down for ball 2. Of the 8th inning that the Quakes have gone to bat, they've put up only 2 zeros, including a 7 spot in the bottom of the 5th. Next one from Corcho misses again. It's a 3-0 count to Choi. Just trying to find the zone here for Corcho. 3-0 pitch, misses high. A 4-pitch walk to begin the top of the 9th inning. Not what the Quakes dugout was looking for there with a 7-run lead, but nonetheless, Choi will head down to first. The Quakes defense will remain in the same spot. They won't hold them on. Long way to go for Lake Elsinore to try to fight back into this game. 16-9 the score, man on first with nobody out. Wilson steps into the box and takes strike 1, a slider that bends through the front door. Wilson 1 for 4 with a strikeout and a run scored tonight. Next one, a ground ball over to second. 4, 6, 3 in time. The Quakes infield rolls a double play, and they're now 1 out away from finishing this one off with a win. Perez tossed it over to the second base bag for Kellen Lindsay. He threw on in time to get Wilson in plenty of time. So it's a double play rolled by the Quakes infield, and now 2 outs, nobody on for Lake Elsinore here in the top of the 9th. First pitch misses now to Caden Hollow. The last chance for Lake Elsinore to try to keep this game alive. Nice job there by Marco Corcho to roll the double play ball after his leadoff walk. Next one in for a strike. Count now 1-1. The Quakes finished last season at 65-65, even 500 overall on the season. 1-1, breaking ball, misses outside. It's a very young roster here for the Quakes, especially on the offensive side. We saw it tonight. But really great performances all the way through the Quakes lineup as they're on the doorstep of securing a victory. 2-1, yanked a fastball, only went about 56 feet there as it bounces in for ball 3. 16-9 the score, 2 outs, nobody on. Lake Elsinore down to their final out. 3-1 count to Caden Hollow. Here's a ground ball over to Perez. This should do it. The second baseman ranges in, flips to first, and the Quakes have won on opening night. 16-9 the score. A dominant victory for the Quakes as their offense came to play. 13 hits in the game for the Quakes and 11 walks drawn. Just non-stop base runners for Rancho Cucamonga, and a heck of a start to the Quakes 2025 season. Really, Jerron Elkins was the man to watch. 4 for 5 with a walk, a home run, and a double for Jerron Elkins in his single-A debut. An incredible start for him. Hyunsuk Zhang was the man on the mound for the Quakes. He went 4 and only allowed 2 hits and 1 run. So good performance all the way around for Rancho Cucamonga tonight. They head into the handshake lines as they move to 1-0 on the season. The Quakes secure a win tonight. They'll have 2 more to play against Lake Elsinore this weekend before their first full series of the year. But 19-6 is the final as the Quakes pick up a win on opening night. And that'll do it for us here at the Epicenter. I'm Bruce Kuntz. This has been Rancho Cucamonga Quakes Baseball on 22 West Radio. Thank you again for joining us.